Fun comes from different places, turns a beautiful morn into a wonderful day. Things to see, things to do, places to be, there's lots for you.
HersheyPark happy, HersheyPark glad. So many things to see and do, good times to be had.
So many things to see and do.
HersheyPark.
Alrighty, guys.
It's showtime, baby! Woo! Let's get it.
All right.
All right.
Alrighty.
What's
That was pretty
poppin'?
hype.
What's poppin', baby? Let's go. Let's get the
I
chat
guess I'll start-
poppin'.
I'll start off with the intro.
Woo!
Welcome to the 11th episode of Coaster Time, hosted by me, Carrick from Coaster Hour. And if you are new, how these live streams work is I do various different segments such as news, trivia, Q&A discussions, and a lot more. And today I am joined by two amazing guests who are no strangers to live streams either, Lucan from Western New York Coasters and JD from HersheyAddict. So awesome to have you guys on here. And since you both are new to the stream, it would be great if you gave us a little bit more about yourselves and tell us where to find you. That would be great.
Lucan, you can go ahead.
Alrighty, I'm Lucan from WNY Coasters. I started this account on Instagram. It was probably, 2018, right around when Tantrum opened at Darien Lake. And I cover the Western New York parks like Darien Lake, Seabreeze, Fantasy Island, well, whatever's left of it. But I also cover a lot of regional stuff. I do a lot of stuff on the Six Flags chain, Cedar Fair chain. I just do a whole variety of content. You guys can find me on Instagram, WNY Coasters, one word. Yeah, it's one word. And then on YouTube, WNY Space Coasters. And those are my main platforms. That's all I got.
What's going on, y'all? My name's JD. You may have heard me before. I run a channel called HersheyAddict, and as you might guess, I make content on the Rond. It's a great amusement park. No, I make content on HersheyPark in Hershey, Pennsylvania, whether it's news, analysis, breaking news, whatever. I do cover other stuff, but you can find me on Instagram as well, at HersheyAddict, one word, YouTube as well, and very similar to Lucan. It all started as a Instagram account, and then it just kind of blossomed into this, but happy to be here, happy to be on the stream, and yeah, HersheyAddict, YouTube, and Instagram.
That's awesome. And all their links to their socials are in the description. So if you haven't checked them out yet, make sure to do that. And with all of that said, tell us in the chat if our audio is good. Just want to make sure of that before we go any further.
Good call.
And if we're good with that, I think we're going to head straight into the news segment of the stream, which not a whole lot's happened within the last 2 weeks. There's been some things here and there, but it hasn't been too eventful. One pretty big thing that happened. Looks like our audio's good, so I'm going to go right ahead into this.
Sweet.
And so with our first bit of news is that Super Nintendo World has opened in Universal Studios Japan. They opened with the Mario Kart Attraction. Finally got to see some footage of it. I won't get into too much spoilers, but the area as a whole looks really good. And the Mario Kart Attraction, it's hard to judge from a POV, but it definitely was not what I was expecting. I'll say that much. Any thoughts on Super Nintendo World from either of you?
I'll be honest, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, so this is really awesome. I haven't really been too much in the news, but I'm a huge Nintendo fan, so this is really cool to see this blossom into like a huge thing. It's coming along very awesome. This is definitely a bucket list place, but it looks absolutely sick, and especially for all the Nintendo fans out there, this is literally like a dream come true.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Nintendo and stuff like that, but this definitely looks like a really cool world, is that the way they're classifying it. But it just looks really cool. I'm happy that it's opened up and people are finally able to experience it.
And what they do want to say, it's definitely a good alternative. I know me growing up, I wasn't a huge Disney person, and obviously you have Disney parks all over. So if you're not necessarily a Disney person, this is a great alternative where you can still get an amazing park with awesome theming. But if you're not a fan of the Disney stuff, this is definitely a great alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. This is something I've been excited for years, and it's great to see it finally open, even after quite a few delays, it seems like. Our next bit of news is that Big Apple Coaster has reopened with Premier Trains. This happened about 2 weeks ago, so probably old news at this point, but still notable. Early reviews, people are saying it's better than it used to be. It's actually a tolerable ride, so that's good to hear. It definitely had its fair share of issues early on with the whole derailing and the testing and whatnot, but
yeah, that's for sure.
Any thoughts on this thing, or?
I know the Big Apple coasters have become one of the most like infamous coasters out there, so it seems like this will make the ride a bit better. So anything to slightly improve it, I'm all game for.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a bit of a train wreck before. I mean, obviously with the what was it, the bulky over the shoulders and the lap bar. That was just you feel the pain coming right off the footage or the pictures, whatever you're looking at.
Every time I see this thing, I always just for that Coaster Studios parody of this coaster always just pops up in my head.
Yeah, maybe it would be worth the one ride $17 package or however it's priced out. But I probably still wouldn't be buying the 2 or 3 ride package. But at least it doesn't look like doesn't look like a complete. You're not paying for a painful as much of a painful experience as before.
Yeah, this coaster, it's not one with the best reputation. There's some people that like it. We've had Peter from Theme Park Crazy. He said he had a friend who actually enjoyed this ride. So before the whole premiere thing. So hopefully more people get to enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, we have, this isn't entirely news yet, but it appears that Conneaut Lake Park in Pennsylvania will likely be sold. News with this is that they seem to have found a bidder, and this is good news for the park's future. Looks like it'll be sticking around, and a lot of people had been kind of wondering where this park was going to go for the past few years, and especially after the pandemic. It was just like, who knows, but it looks like they're going to be sold off to someone else, so it looks like they'll be staying around. JD, I know you're from Pennsylvania. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, so this is actually one of the Pennsylvania parks I have not been to. So this is obviously amazing news, not only just for me, but especially the locals. I know this lake park in particular has a very strong local fan base, so very happy for them to see that their home park has some good news in a time of lots of negativity. So that's really glad to see, and I'm happy. This is one again, even though I'm from Pennsylvania, I've not been able to go to this park yet. So it's glad to see that it may be sticking around. So that's absolutely amazing news.
Yeah, I'm really happy that this park's sticking around. I mean, a lot of people, you see, I think it was El Toro Ryan made a vlog or something here that it was like, a really sketchy park, but like you want to see these classical places stick around. You don't want to see them go away. They're never going to build any more places like this, no matter how hard they try. So you want to see these places sticking around. I know they Blue Streak at this park, so I've heard that coaster is pretty interesting. So it's definitely a bucket list ride. I'm not too far away from this park. I actually live fairly close to it. It's definitely a park I really want to get.
I think you're closer to me than this park.
Yeah, I might actually. Yeah. I know it's somewhere towards the western side of Pennsylvania.
It's like north, up north as well.
Yeah. So it's fairly close. But I'm very happy that this park's going to be saved because you just don't want parks going away. It's just never a good thing, and especially when it's a classic. The
question now is this going to be Gene Staples part 2? Is this Gene Staples' second investment?
I highly doubt it, but that'd be pretty awesome if it was. That'd be really awesome if it was.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that'd be cool.
Really nice.
But still good news for sure. Parks like this, like you said, there's not a whole lot of them, so it's good. We need to preserve them, and it's good that this one looks like it's going to be saved. In other news, we have some Disney-related news. Jungle Cruise at Disneyland and Disney World will be receiving a pretty significant update. This will include a new storyline, new scenes, and a new animated skipper that will join the live one. They said animated. I assume they also mean like a hand-drawn character or something like that, but maybe it's just a new voice. I'm not entirely sure on that, but that's what's happening there, and they're also removing all theming that may be seen as stereotyping to certain cultures. So that's pretty much what there is with this update. Oh, and also this was another question from a lot of people. This will not be connected to the Jungle Cruise movie coming out later this year. This will be different, but a new update. I have experienced Jungle Cruise. Never was that big of a fan of it. I mean, I haven't experienced it in so long, but I guess it's at least makes it a little more intriguing to ride now that they have a new storyline, but for me, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like Splash Mountain where it's like I need to go ride it before it goes, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say on this. I mean, obviously, you don't want people feeling discriminative, especially at Disney at all places. So I'm all for it. It's good. Like I said, it's not really one of Disney's marquee attractions, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a long time ago, but I think I rode it when I was maybe 3 or like 5 or something. So I mean, I remember all the videos I've seen. It's pretty cheesy. Maybe it'll make the experience better. Maybe it'll flatline. Who knows? If people feel offended or whatever by the ride or stereotyped or whatever that may be, it's good to relieve some of those tensions a bit. You don't want that on your park name. You don't want that being an issue,
especially at an amusement park, because that's a place you're going to have fun, just relieve stress. The last thing you want to do is feel stereotyped. So why just eliminate all the risks? I think it's just a great move by Disney. Yes,
especially since like I said, everybody goes to Disney World. Everybody knows. I'm sure a lot of people know what Jungle Cruise is as well. As much as we don't really care about it, I'm sure there's some people that really take out of it.
Absolutely.
But like, I think it'll in the long run it'll probably be good, because it's it's a little bit of an outdated attraction. So
yeah, I know there's some people. It's very interesting just because it's a pretty classic attraction. So with the new storyline, I imagine it'll be changed quite a bit. The older versions will still exist overseas, from what I understand. Those will stay untouched. These two will be changed, but that might be helpful for its rewritability, since it's at least something new.
Yeah.
So yeah, our next bit of news is that Mission Ferrari at what was it?
Same park as the fastest coaster in the world.
Yeah, Ferrari World. At Ferrari World, I don't know how I could forget that. At Ferrari World, Abu Dhabi was seen testing for the first time in a while, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
I don't really have much of that here.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. I mean, I don't really do a lot of research about some of these newer rides and stuff, especially the ones overseas. But it definitely looks like something cool, and I'm excited for those who have really anticipated it.
More operating coasters, the better. Simple as that.
Yeah, for sure. Spread the love.
Taste the love all over the world. Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. This coaster, it looks very high-tech, very advanced. It'll be one of the most advanced coasters in the world when it opens. I guess I'll just shout them out here. Theme Park Horizons did a great video on this coaster. Goes pretty in-depth. It looks really cool. And definitely, hopefully it opens this year, because it's been delayed for like 3 or 4 years. So hopefully it finally opens. Our next bit of news is that Lightwater Valley in England, this is the same park with the Ultimate. They are removing 4 thrilling rides, which includes a Schwarzkopf Wildcat coaster, which those are becoming more rare. Eagle's Claw, which is a KMG pendulum. I think kind of similar to, actually, I think it's a little larger, but Claw at HersheyPark, I believe that's what it's called. Kind of similar to that.
Correct.
The Claw.
Claw.
Black Pearl, they're also losing that. That's a looping starship. And they're also losing like a Starflyer kind of ride named Apollo. So pretty unfortunate. Reason for this is that they want to be more appealing towards families. But with that, also the Ultimate will be closed, not forever, but just for 2021. So a lot of things going on with this park. I don't know if they're in the best situation. Just from hearing about this, they're probably not. So hopefully they start doing better if things are not going well. But this is definitely not good news for them. I mean, those are 4 pretty major rides. I mean, it's like Kennywood all over again.
Oh my God! Don't get me started.
Yeah.
But I'm curious if this is I know they said they're trying to appeal to our families. I wonder if COVID has had a play in this, like economically. I know.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I would think it would have had to.
I'm starting to think that like that family reason maybe be a slight cover up. I do believe it's part of the reason, but I mean, COVID has hurt so many, especially the smaller parks. It's awful to see, and I have a good feeling that ties in with this announcement.
Yeah, I mean, especially I know you mentioned this park has a Schwarzkopf closing, and that's that's a whole thing by itself. That's not good, because how many of those, like, you have to pull up RCDB and see how many. There might only be a few of those left. I know there's some similar stuff like Lagoon and Indiana Beach and stuff, but like that's not good. And then I know you mentioned that their claws being removed. Those are definitely fun attractions. Those are definitely, especially, I'm not sure how like what the scale of Lightwater Valley is for sure, but I can imagine that it'd be a big deal.
I was gonna say, with a park of this size, like losing rides like the Claw, it's probably like
that's
one of those parks, like top 4, top 5 rides. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the Ultimate, I do know a bit about that coaster. I've seen it's I can imagine it's probably a fairly popular ride, especially with like the locals or something, because that's just it's got a lot of beast vibes to it, and it's just unfortunate that it won't. That's that's what the park's known for. It's the only thing I really know significantly about the park, but like it's not good when that kind of attraction's closed.
Yeah, not at all. This park, yeah, it's pretty worrying. The only thing I will say is that with that Schwarzkopf Wildcat, I think this model has been relocated, like not the specific coaster, but it's been relocated before. Maybe that could happen here. That would be nice. Hopefully they're able to save at least one or a few of these rides.
For sure.
Who knows? In other news, Icebreaker had its first full circuit test run. Looks really good, actually. It was running way better than I expected. Looks really good. Any thoughts here from either of you?
Icebreaker looks absolutely great. Great addition for SeaWorld. I think it's going to be an awesome coaster. That's all I really got to say.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Icebreaker. I mean, I was at SeaWorld last in 2019, August 2019. So I saw Malank like, oh, what's it going to be? And we got Icebreaker. And this coaster looks like it's going to be a very solid attraction. I'm not going to go too crazy about the analysis, but I think, it's going to be a very picturesque ride, very good for the collection that SeaWorld has, because they have, the 3 big B&Ms. They're all really good rides, and it's going to be a very good addition. There's not really a family coaster there. I mean, yeah, some people are going to argue that, it's not a family coaster, but
I would say it appeals more.
I think it's more moderate.
You got the big B&Ms there, such as Mako. This is a good, I don't want to say family coaster, but it's a good middle of the pack ride. the bridge the gap from kiddie coaster to the big boy B&Ms, like you were saying. It's a perfect addition. It really is.
Yeah.
I always love how I've always been a fan of how SeaWorld markets and themes their rides. That's such a dope name. Then you have the concept art here with the waves. Like SeaWorld has always been so great at that, in my opinion.
Yeah. I love it as well. I think I think this is going to be interesting. I mean, in regards to the test run, I mean, I know the struggles with construction they had, and the company couldn't be on site for X number of months or whatever due to travel restrictions. But I'm glad that it's back on the right track, and hopefully it gets open for this year. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see.
You heard it here first. It's opening July.
I think it's scheduled to open in spring. I'm gonna guess.
I mean, that's still a very general timeline, though.
Yeah, I would guess maybe. I mean, who really
I'd be
knows?
surprised,
but probably like May or June. I think
I'd look for that Memorial
right.
Day kind of opening, maybe
even earlier. Who knows?
I'd be surprised
hopefully.
in spring, but anything is possible.
Yeah,
And then I guess for going from something that's opening to closing or has already closed. We have Cheetah Wild Adventures. It is closing for good. A lot of rumors going around about how this might be becoming either an RMC conversion, or they might just get rid of it completely and replace it with another coaster. No one really knows at this point. There hasn't really, I think, been anything too evident. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. This was a CCI coaster that I don't believe had the best reputation. But it is closing for good. Any thoughts on this ride?
I'll just be straight up with you guys. This is the first time I'm hearing about this coaster. I won't lie.
It's all right.
So I guess that pretty much says what its reputation is. So I don't really have much else to say here. Obviously, it sucks. You don't ever want to see coasters close, even if they're not necessarily good ones. But I'm sure the park did it for a reason. Let's just hope they have a good plan in mind for long-term reasons.
Yeah, I'm just going to say a few words before I say my thing. Richard Michael Crosby. Nah, I really don't know if it's going to get RMC'd or not, but this definitely, it was a CCI, so that's obviously got some nostalgic value for a lot of people. I like CCIs, so it's just not the best thing to see, but I heard it's one of the better rides at the park from the people that I know have been there. I've actually heard this park's pretty nice, except just the coaster collection's a little bit weak, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, my theory at this point would probably be that they're gonna see how some of the, like, it's gonna be a similar situation to Gwazi, I feel, unfortunately, because of financial thing with Hershey right now. Who knows what they're going to be spending? I don't really know how well they're doing. I mean, they look like Dollywood's been doing okay, and Silver Dollar City looks like they've been doing good, but who knows what they're going to do with this one. I think they're going to wait, maybe see give it a year or two, pull the whole Gwazi and just kind of leave it there, and just see what happens, because they'll be able to watch the results of how Gwazi does in this whole pandemic era. But I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, this is one I think we're gonna have to wait and see. I think Twisted Cyclone might also throw a wrench into this because it's in the same state. I don't know how far this is from Atlanta, though.
Yeah, I know it's a fairly, maybe I had to been like, it's on one part of the state. This is down towards Florida from what I've seen on maps. I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on that. But
quoted.
Yeah. So I think, and then you have Gwazi, which is probably 5 hours away. So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting.
For sure.
One thing that you gotta bring into mind here is, could a Titan track be in order for this ride? Like,
I highly doubt it, because if it were Titan track, would they really rename it completely? Because they're saying this thing's gonna be gone. So
true. So I don't know. I mean, if GCI's got some cooking, but I guess we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, I will say this about RMC. Some people have questioned if Hershey and RMC are on the best terms right now. I believe this news actually came out. I didn't put it in here because it wasn't insanely notable. But for Dollywood, along with, of course, they're doing work on Lightning Rod, RMC's doing some track work, I believe, on Blazing Fury, which is very bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So I mean, they're letting them touch that. So I think they probably are at least okay with them if that's going to happen. So that's also just very weird just to think about, but that's something that I heard about.
In their arms seeing lightning rods, let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, but they kind of have to because the ride.
Oh yeah. I hope they're gonna a discount on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
In other news, this came out, I think, about a week ago. Maybe not, maybe even less than that. But the POV of Abyssus has been released. The thing looks great. The first half actually looked quite a bit better than I was expecting. Some of the elements in the second half didn't look as good as the animation, although the animation looked pretty insane. So I guess kind of to be expected. But the ride looks great overall, and definitely a contender for... well, it'll definitely be one of the best coasters opening this year, but definitely I could say some people really liking this thing. So
I think this coaster, I mean, as you said, POV looks great, but I think this coaster really gonna get undershadowed by all the stuff coming to the US this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's probably true. Yeah,
especially with a lot of our viewership being in the US and whatnot. But yeah, definitely could be a great ride. I mean, one of the better coasters in the park. I mean, I know there's Zadra and Hyperion, so that's kind of it's big. It's really a big task to try to defeat those kind of rides. But I don't really watch POVs too much. I might watch little clips here and there, but I'm one of those people. I kind of like, I know like the best elements in going into a ride. But from what I've heard and what I can see, it looks really sweet. Like you already see like the little underground section. That just looks really cool. The way they almost like you can see they have a decent amount of land, but they kind of just like work the ride in and around. And
I was just say it looks really, despite the amount of land, it looks really packed.
Really, it looks kind of like a creative ride. Like it's really like some of these sections that you see obviously towards the back of the photo. I don't have a little thing to show everybody with, but you see towards the back, like there's like a mess of track back there. So that's gonna be amazing. Hopefully.
Yeah, this ride, definitely can't wait to get out to ride it, and along with, of course, Zadra and Hyperion. All those rides look absolutely fantastic. And speaking of Vekoma, we have a few more things, and one of them is that Vekoma is teasing a large new coaster for Europe in 2022. This came out on their Instagram. This was some pictures they sent out. No one really knows what it is. There's been a lot of things I've seen get thrown out there. And I can't tell what, these are like, I guess, pipes, I guess. I have no clue what they could really be for. Some people are saying it could be a tilt coaster because there's like a lot of capital T's. That might mean nothing. Mm-hmm. And some people were saying maybe it's an STC. But Vekoma seems to be hyping this up. Whatever it is, should be very exciting. They described it as large and potentially award winning. So should be interesting, but we don't really know what it is. So...
it's going to be a Giga Mind Eraser.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. The SLC is coming back.
I mean, we have an STC, so it's kind of already there, but yeah.
Hey, anything is possible. And in all seriousness, Bacoma's really stepped up their game in the coming years. This could be a model we've never seen before. It could be a tilt coaster, like you said. It's really, you can guess. We really don't have much to work with. It's just piped, but regardless, it's very exciting news.
Yeah. I'm like, don't really ask me to speculate on which park it's gonna go to. I have no idea. Maybe Energylandia. A lot of people.
The common rumor is that this is going to Energylandia.
Yeah, that's gonna be my
for
guess.
sure,
I'm
for
about
sure.
to say. I'm like Energylandia, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I'll just kind of glance over this real quick, but the Vekoma suspended family coaster at Parc du Bacchus in France is testing. This is the same model as Dragonflyer and Orcanon, which was the original. Looks like a nice little addition for this small park.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Really don't have much more to say other than they're getting a good coaster, it looks like. So we'll move on to our last bit of news, which is actually a rumor, and that is that Silver Dollar City, there is a large new land clearing at the park that may be for future edition. At least this is being reported. This was on Screamscape, so you know the rumors are pretty hit or miss. Yeah, that's something. Some people are saying this could be for a 2022 attraction or beyond. We'll kind of have to wait and see. No one really knows at this point. There's been a few rumors going around how this could maybe be like, I think, I forgot what was the one that people were mentioning the most, but I think some people were speculating this might be like a new Vekoma coaster. I don't know if that would actually happen. We'll see. Yeah, it's just a rumor right now. Who knows what could come here, but hopefully whatever it is, it should be pretty exciting.
Carrick, you mind if I add something here real quick?
Yeah, sure.
It just came out. This is actually, we were just talking about GSI earlier, so it kind of fits. Gravity Group just announced they're going to be doing retrack on Racer.
Yes.
So that's kind of big for the whole industry,
Yeah.
because typically that was only like a GCI thing. So if Gravity Group doing that now, that opens up so many possibilities, and it really kind of puts GCI on the clock. So a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people are not necessarily fans of GCI retracking. So if Gravity Group now doing it, who knows? It's really notable, at least for me. I'm kind of, I don't know why, but I'm really excited for this. Gravity Group's such an underrated manufacturer, in my opinion. So to see them expanding what they're doing and doing stuff on Racer at Kings Island, which is a very historic coaster for them, is really exciting stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, with that, that's really interesting because that's not really their niche. So I guess we're going to see, maybe they'll be doing some restructuring of coasters. But I also wanted to mention something about the Silver Dollar City rumor is that I think we could potentially see something, I wouldn't say like along the lines of Wildwood Grove at Dollywood, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a new area with the possible new Vekoma. I mean, I know a lot of people thought Dollywood was going to get that B&M Hyper, but that didn't end up happening.
So you think they're going to go more family route?
Yeah, I think they definitely could. I know if you look at their last few editions, you had Time Traveler. I know Outlaw Run. I'm not sure if there's any in between that, but
that would make sense because with how big this land is, that's either a really large open coaster or it could be an area like you said, which would be perfect for a family kid area. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Silver Dollar City. Does Silver Dollar City have a good kid and family like presence like land? Do they?
I don't know. I'm sure they have some family stuff. I'm not sure if they really have like a true area.
But if they don't, that'd be actually perfect. That's actually not a bad idea. It would be great for the park, especially like you said, a family Vekoma suspended coaster. That'd be dope.
There is someone mentioned there's a firefighting themed kids area nearby, and they actually as for Gravity Group, Millie Man mentioned this. Gravity Group, I guess they've done retracking for a while. I don't know that I've heard of a project in the US, but they just did Tonnerre des Zeus, which is a CCI in France last year. So
waiting for France to the US, I think it's still really.
I hadn't heard of it happening too often, but it might have happened before and I just wasn't aware of it. So that could be something, but
at least for us over here in the Western Hemisphere, this is definitely their biggest retrack.
Definitely. What I found interesting is that it's Cedar Fair working with, with Racer being at Kings Island, like Cedar Fair, I don't really know if they've done any projects with Gravity Group in the past. Like
that rumored Dorney. Actually, I don't even know if it's really rumored anymore because I think it seemed like there was some pretty legitimate evidence that was happening. So
I really hope that comes to be because
that could be a fun
my
park.
second home park, and that would be, and Dorney really needs a coaster like that, like a
That
true
nice intermediate
one-of-a-kind coaster. Yeah, so hopefully that comes to be. But yeah, definitely something to definitely keep aware of. Potential Gravity Group and Cedar Fair working together here in the coming years,
I don't know.
especially their relationship with RMC declining. Gravity Group might be that next go-to for them. We'll have to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll have to see about that. That'll pretty much wrap up the news. Actually went a little longer than I had expected, but I guess we had quite a few items. So with that being said, we'll move on to our next thing, which will be our first Q&A session. But along with that, we will be doing a quiz on myquiz.org, and I'll give you guys a few minutes. I need to put that here in the chat, actually. Forgot to do that. So I'm going to do that real quick. myquiz.org. Looks like I had a second code in case. I don't know. It doesn't look like we're going to need it. But the code's here in the description and also here up here. So if you want to go into that, log into that, make sure to do that right now. But also you can ask us any questions you have right now. So we'll be doing that. And let's see, I need to get on the thing. Oh, what about, there was an accident in China that happened a few days ago on a ride. Yeah, there was a flat ride accident. I didn't know too much about it, which I guess, and I kind of only saw that in one place, but yeah, that seemed pretty unfortunate. I don't know the whole story of it, but I did hear about that happening, so very unfortunate. It was some sort of flat ride, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know too much. I won't lie.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter somewhere, but besides that, I don't know too much about it. Let's see. Any questions that have come in, like I said, you can ask any questions you want, and then we'll be starting the quiz.
School appropriate.
Yeah, we haven't had too many issues on here with that.
Yeah,
so.
They seem to be a pretty good group. So
Yeah.
I'll put a little teaser on my Insta. Maybe get a couple more people in here.
Yeah.
Everybody say cheese.
That's a good idea, though.
yeah.
What was the accident? That we don't know. So it's hard to say. I'll probably look into it. If you follow me on my Discord, I do put the news on there sometimes. I'll probably look into it and let you guys know if you want to go on there. Shameless plug. Link in the description.
Nice.
Have
No
we
shame,
been watching WandaVision? I have been. It's been pretty interesting. How about you guys?
I haven't, unfortunately.
Okay. JD?
Sorry, Michael, I'm putting out this thing on Instagram. I did not hear what you guys just said.
That's all right.
Our viewers are going up. We're gonna have a Mirage soon, a HersheyAddict Mirage.
You get the HersheyAddict crazy when I come in. That's where you gotta be careful.
The question was, JD, that it was, have you been watching WandaVision or not?
I have not. That sounds so mean.
I have not. Yeah.
It's all right. I mean,
I'll be honest.
I'm gonna do my little thing as well.
There's just maybe 5, 10, maybe 15 YouTubers I watch, but I watch a lot of other stuff like gaming and all sorts of stuff. So
yeah, I'm into YouTube a lot.
But
we have a comment about your Troy Polamalu.
Oh, we do.
Yeah,
that's pretty typical. We know Zach, so we know he's a Ravens fan, but I don't really know that this. We've been over this. We've been through this before, Zach. We've been through this before.
That's all I gotta say.
Like I said, this is time for questions. So if you have any questions, I could ask it now. I guess the banner doesn't have that, so that probably makes things a little more difficult. But anyways, all right, we have a question here from Tune It Up Thrills.
Ooh.
Which manufacturer do you think is overrated or underrated, and why?
Ooh.
I will say this before I give my answers. I don't want to. I think I'm becoming a lot more, I think, kind of lenient on manufacturers. I don't really want to trash them because I'm planning on doing a coaster hour kind of interview series where I may talk with people in the industry. So I don't want to trash anyone. at all. But I guess if I had to give an answer, underrated. I know they have been getting a little more attention recently, but I would still say Gravity Group simply because they have a lot of really good coasters overseas. And so because of that, a lot of American enthusiasts kind of gloss over them. I know they have been getting more talk lately. And then overrated, I don't know that I could give an answer. I mean, I probably could, and there's one that I think I could, but I won't give it. There's definitely one I would pick, but I'm not going to give it.
For me, you go ahead, Louie. Go ahead.
All right. So, man, this is so tough. I don't know, like, when people ask you these questions, you're always like, oh yeah, I know, but like I don't think about these questions. So, this is hard. I definitely we have. I think GCI gets too much crap sometimes because they're like, oh, it's just a GCI thing. I mean, I haven't been on enough GCIs to know. Like, I've been on what people say the weaker GCIs, and like I thought like White Lightning at Fun Spot, like he only said that's a weaker coaster. I thought that was pretty good.
Be careful, you're in tready waters now. GCI, just be careful what you say.
I thought Wildcat and Lightning Racer were both very solid attractions. I think I've been on Invader. That was a very a solid little family coaster, but I think they're all very good. And a lot of people say RMC, like a lot of people are talking about RMC in the chat, which is like you can't say they're overrated. I don't think that's fair. I mean, like there's so many good like I get the argument that like that it's repetitive, like, sure, like, but that's a little bit being a little nitpicky because like parks don't care about that. They're never going to care about that. In terms of overrated, I think I don't know. Intamin, I'm not going to say Intamin's fully overrated, but I could definitely see the argument for that. Because certain aspects of Intamin, like obviously with the downtime and stuff, I'm sure like parks would say Intamin's overrated. I wouldn't necessarily say I think Intamin's overrated, but I think like they're not everything they do is good.
For me, underrated, like Carrick said, it's gotta be Gravity Group. I don't hear so many people talking about them. They do so much with so many different projects, and they're just such an underrated manufacturer, in my opinion. You're pretty much touching all the reasons why I don't have too much. In terms of overrated, oh man, this is gonna upset some people. My most overrated manufacturer is Bulger and Mapyard. Don't kill me!
That was gonna be my answer. I didn't give it.
I'm not saying they're not. They're great. They're probably the most well-known manufacturers in the industry. Everyone always praises them, but in my opinion, very few of their models are like world class. They do so many things that are such great and reliable, maybe like 8, 9, but in my opinion, they don't produce too many 10s compared to other manufacturers. Everyone praises, oh, B&M, we're getting a B&M, woo, B&M. And for me, I feel like they may almost get too much overpraise for some of their stuff. A lot of their models, like they're reliable, they're great models, but for me, they don't produce as many world-class roller coasters compared to your RMCs, your Intamins, etc. So for me, that's probably why I'd be B&M for most overrated. But with that being said, they're still amazing. I'm not saying they suck,
for sure,
stretch, but I think they maybe get a little too much praise than what they deserve.
I mean, I think that their ceiling's a bit lower than some of their manufacturers for sure. But
yeah, that's a great way to put it.
But their floor's higher, so it's like it's what you want. If you want to be safe. I mean, for parks, it's more, B&M is lazy. I see in the chat. I wouldn't say that. I say they're a bit repetitive. I'd say, but they're smart. I think it's a good business strategy. So
I think they probably cater more to what the parks actually want.
Yeah.
Probably
which is
why.
Smart.
They're much more. And
that's why. I mean, they have a few coasters where it's like they really show off, like Flying Dinosaur. I mean, that thing's a beast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, I think they just cater more towards parks, and that's why a lot of their coasters seem very similar, and for some people seem very vanilla. But they're great at what they do, so I can't take it away from them. And they are a great manufacturer. It's just for me, I think I just. The newer stuff I've ridden from them, which isn't very much, I haven't been the biggest fan of. Old school B&M I like a lot, actually. So, yeah. Let's see. What's the next thing? Hypers or Intamin Blitz coaster, which are better? And actually, before I get into this, I guess if we could like shorten our answers a little bit so we can get through a few more of these, that would probably be good.
Yeah.
It depends on what hypers you're talking about, but probably for the most part, I would take. I mean, I haven't even ridden a B&M hyper, but I would probably take a Intamin Blitz in most of these instances. I would probably say, but it depends who's making the hyper. So.
Just a quick answer.
In general, Blitz, yeah.
I would probably just lean towards hypers. I'm big fans of natural speed and intensity, like getting coasters like naturally, not using launches and things like that. So obviously, the bigger drop that allows for much more natural speed. So hypers for me.
Yeah, this is so close. I'd probably lean slightly towards the hyper. I mean, if we're talking about mega coasters, I'd probably take mega coasters. B&M hypers and Blitz probably more towards Blitz, but in general, I'd probably say hyper coasters.
Alrighty, so we'll move on to our next question. And also, like I said, for trivia, I just realized I barely pinned the thing earlier. So if you want to join the quiz, make sure to. That was my bad. I mean, first time doing a stream in like a month, so that can happen. Have you ever been stung by a bee on a coaster? This is a recurring question. Like happens almost every stream. No. Yeah.
Nor do I wish
that I
can
remember. I don't know that. I don't know of a person that I've actually truly heard that's happened to.
That would not be a fun experience. I'll say that.
Thoughts on potential surf coaster going to SeaWorld? I mean, we don't even entirely know what it looks like. It's probably. I mean, I think it probably will end up being like some sort of like launch coaster, kind of similar to like a. Like what we've seen like from mock rides and Intamin. Like I don't know what the intensity is gonna be, but I mean, if they get that, that's pretty cool. We'll see if that actually happens. It looks like they are because I think they've still been like filing permits and stuff for it. So we'll see. Any thoughts here?
I mean, I'm worried about Icebreaker right now. So let's get. I mean, we'll see. I mean, SeaWorld's definitely. It's gonna be interesting to see how things go. But I think that a surf coaster would be a very But I can't really judge that much stuff. But I think it'd be interesting for if what we're thinking is actually the surf coaster. But I think it's definitely a fun idea. It could be a really fun kind of coaster.
No, have anything else to add?
Yep. Another recurring question: have you ever gotten sick on a coaster?
Oh, yes, actually. It was at HersheyPark, ironically. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I usually don't. I'm usually pretty good. For whatever reason, I thought it'd be a good idea to get fast food before we go to Hershey. Big mistake.
Yeah, nope.
So, I had a Coke, which usually I try not to drink soda at parks, and I get dehydrated. So I was dehydrated. I just had, I think, a Whopper. Then my dumb self did Skywatch first, and all this combined is just not a good combination. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always getting sick on coasters. Like I just push through it. I'm just kind of used to it. But I always get like at least a little bit of like motion sickness. But like, it's good. Obviously, when you're 90 degrees in the summer, not everybody's feeling a little bit off. But I had one situation at Cedar Point where like I just got the wear and tear just hit me. It was like a rainy day. The food wasn't very cooked very well, and is that the trash can at Hotel Breakers just let off.
Yep.
But for sure. But I was like maybe like 11 then, and my dad's like, "Yeah, but we're going home tomorrow. No more roller coasters for you." But it's not fun. I don't wish it on anybody, but
like Logan said, I usually have so much excitement and adrenaline where even if I do get sick, it usually doesn't bug me just because I'm so excited to ride stuff.
Alrighty, we'll move on to our next question. Actually, a pretty interesting one. Yeah. This is going to get a no from me because I have not done this, but have you ever been to a pro sports game and amusement park in the same day? I don't even think I've ever been in one in the same week, so...
This is where I can kind of flex my HersheyAddict title. So I don't know if anyone knows, but Hershey Parks, it's in a huge complex there.
It's not a professional team.
I mean, it is. It is.
The Hershey Bears?
Yeah, they're professional.
I mean, they're
not major, but they're not like major league, but they're professional.
Teams, man. What do you hate on the Bears for? I'll throw hands right now. But no, if we're only counting major league
No,
teams that don't,
missing.
but Hershey Park is, it's a huge complex. You have Chalk World, Zoo America, Hershey Park, and then you have the Giants Center, and they have a minor league hockey team that plays there. So I've done many days where I go to Hershey Park and then hit up a Bears game. It's pretty fun.
This is actually a yes for me, but
Oh wow.
yeah. So I might have done this more than once, but I can definitely think of one time I went to it was Steelers Falcons game. Steelers won in a blowout.
Yeah.
Then we went to Kennywood Phantom Fright Nights after the game, and it's a fun event. But yes, I have. So I'm making my answer short.
Of course, it had to be against my team out of all teams.
That's in the chat for the Falcons fans, man.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, don't. Hey, everybody in the chat right now, don't put what I think you're gonna put in the chat.
Yeah, I know people are gonna put it in.
28.
It's fine. It's fine. They're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. I'm kind of used to it at this point. It's happened a few times before. I think I'm looking at the time. I think we're gonna start the quiz. I still have the link here, so if you want to join, you still can. But I'm gonna do that real quick. So yeah, and if you guys still have any questions that we haven't answered, you can put them at a later time. I know there's actually quite a bit that we didn't go through, but yeah, I'll make sure to get to those when.
Yeah, me and Lucan don't know how to shut up. That's our bad.
Yeah, it's all right. I think just like for the next view, if we like just shorten it a little bit, myself included, we'll be doing pretty good. So with that said, I'm gonna start the quiz, and yeah. Oh, and get rid of this banner. Yeah, that would probably be good. Yeah. Alrighty. So for this quiz, the first question we have is, what year did Avatar Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom first open? This quiz will cover roller coasters and theme parks around the world and their attractions. So starting off with Disney World right here. And the correct answer is 2017, which it actually opened May 27th. And in the lead, we have Theme Park Guide Productions, followed by Coaster Key, Lindsay, Luca Coaster. So pretty good. For our second question, we have, how many inversions does Canyon Blaster at Adventure Dome in Las Vegas have? This is an aero looper, so if you didn't know, that's what it is. Said to be a very good one, actually. It has some nice theming and everything. So it's pretty good. The correct answer is 4 inversions. A lot of you guys got it right. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it does seem like a bit more of an obscure aero looper, so yeah. The next question is, what year did Six Flags Great America first open? Don't know that too many people know this one, so I'm curious.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're all good. that can happen. The correct answer is 1976. Wow, you guys are quite good. Also, don't use RCDB or the internet for this. I mean, that should be pretty obvious, but I'll say it just in case. Next question is, what was the name of the first steel coaster to operate at Hershey Park?
Oh man, this is my area. My area.
And the steel coaster, and the first one was actually Toboggan. Yes, I put in Wildcat, so whoever put that in, sorry. But yes. What year was Morgan, also known as D.H. Morgan, founded in?
Ooh.
They only ever made 9 coasters, so
I feel like I should
if you
know
count Phantom's Revenge.
I think I know this.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
They're older than you would probably expect, actually. They were founded in 1983. Their first coaster they built was in 96.
I thought it was 79.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Next question is, who manufactured Gekion Live Coaster in Japan? This was the first spinning coaster to ever feature an inversion, and it's also a rhythm game. Pretty interesting concept. So, yeah. Correct answer is Gerstlauer. Everyone got it right. I mean, I guess this one was kind of a gimme, but just was curious. So, yeah. Our next question is how fast is Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa? If you're a Florida enthusiast, you probably know this. Otherwise, you might know it, you might not. We'll see. And Theme Park Guy Productions still in the lead, so that's pretty good.
I mean, the Florida questions are probably helping him out. I know he's a
correct answer is 60 miles per hour, which a lot of you guys are getting. Wow, I guess I didn't make this hard enough.
Too easy. Oh,
How many roller coasters currently operate
Logan.
at Six Flags Darien Lake?
I'm gonna give you guys a hint. I think it's 12. I think
Yeah,
Eric's wrong on
it's
this one.
gonna be 12. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought they had 25.
The correct answer is 8 coasters, and I would name them all, but that would take too long. So yeah. What park is time travel in China at? This is one of the Gravity Group wooden coasters, and I had to cover up the name of the park, which was on the train, so I had to block that. But yeah, actually, it looks like a very good Gravity Group. But yeah, correct answer is Hot Go Park. Not too many people know about that actually, and Coaster Key is now in the lead. Our 10th question is that how tall is Expedition G-Force at Holiday Park? This is another one that might be pretty easy actually, but we'll see. The correct answer is 170 feet tall, and yeah, it's actually 173.9, but I didn't put 174 because of that, because that would have been unfair. Next question is true or false? B&M has built a coaster that has operated in Vietnam. True or false? Doesn't necessarily have to be operating right now, but did they ever? And the correct answer is true. Dragon's Run actually was relocated from Hard Rock Park, and that operates in Vietnam. It used to operate here in the U.S. in Myrtle Beach, but that was a failure. So,
interesting. Oh yeah. Not yeah. I remember
that park and that coaster.
Yeah, Rampaging Rex. Shout out to them.
How long is Helix at Leesburg? That's our next question. The correct answer is 4,530 feet long. Longer than you would think, actually. Although if you look at the POV, maybe not so much. It's a pretty long ride, actually, but still pretty surprising. Our next question is, what is the oldest operating coaster at King's Dominion? This one's actually a really interesting answer. Because the coaster itself, Woodstock Express, actually predates King's Dominion. It
relocation.
Not exactly. It operated as part of like a Lion Safari thing that was on the land that King's Dominion now is on. It's like really weird.
That is weird.
Had no clue about that until I looked into it. What country is Storm at Energylandia in? This is kind of like Mach's take on an Intamin Megalight, but it has an inversion. Looks like a really good ride, actually. Storm is actually located in Italy, so if you got that right, good job. Coaster Roaster now in the lead with Luca Coaster right behind. And our last question is, what year was Milton Hershey born in? And if you click the last, answer,
you all better get this right. Come on.
I have nothing to say. I just have nothing to say if you click the last.
If anyone picks 2020, okay. Thank God.
That's good.
Thank God.
Hey, more people got it right then, at least compared to the other answers. But yeah, 1857. So
all right, Coaster Roaster.
Coaster Roaster came in first with a score of 86. Luca Coaster comes in second with a score of 79, and Mr. Cola Roaster comes in third with a score of 73. I will, for sure, I know I've been really terrible at this in the past, but I will give all three of you a shout out in a community post for making the top 3. That will happen. Like I said, I know I've been really bad with that in the past, but that will absolutely happen. So with that being said, we'll move on to our next thing, which is our YouTube shoutouts. Or actually, do I want to do the... Actually, you know what? The Q&A, we didn't go through too many questions, so we're actually going to go... I'm going to flip it around. We're going to be doing our second Q&A session right now, and then I'll go into YouTube shoutouts. So any questions you had from earlier or new ones you have, you can ask us them right now. That'll be pretty much what we're doing right now. So, yeah.
Time for a water break.
Water break, boys. Water break. Lots of talking here. Gotta stay hydrated.
That reminded me of that one commercial, but I don't even remember what company put out there. The the my quizzes stress you out. Yeah, I mean, I guess it can get pretty competitive. So
It looks like Chaos
yeah.
Coaster asks Coke versus Pepsi.
Ooh.
I myself.
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
I myself.
Oh my gosh.
I'm actually.
How'd that happen? It randomly goes down. I hate it when that happens.
I actually, for some reason, have a really strong opinion about this. I just don't understand why an individual living on Earth could prefer Pepsi over Coke. It's Coke all the way. No,
yeah,
Look,
I'd have to
don't
agree
give me that
there.
face. Don't say you like Pepsi more. Come on.
You want me to give my answer? I like Coke. I was trying to see if we could cause a flip out while we're on the live stream.
Let's be honest. A HersheyAddict flip out's going to happen at some point.
Yeah. I apologize, Carrick. But
It's all good.
anyways, so yeah, Coke. It just got like I think like normal Pepsi might be a little too strong. I mean, I think Diet Pepsi is actually pretty solid. Even Diet like Coke Zero, Diet Coke, they're all good drinks. I mean, and I think just Pepsi just a little too much sometimes. But I'm gonna take Coke.
I mean, I would take Coke anyways. I'm actually I prefer Coca-Cola products anyways. I actually don't really care too much for either Coca-Cola itself or Pepsi. But if I had to pick one, I'd take a Coca-Cola all the way. But I'm also biased because I've been to the World of Coca-Cola in Atlanta.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I've been in the
Flags over
tasting
Georgia.
room. They have like a bunch of sodas and products from around the world. It's pretty good. Yeah, no, you got to do it. If you go to Six Flags over Georgia, hit it up as well.
You know, I must say, while Coke is great and all, the glorified goat of beverages has got to be
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. I mean,
I think I saw that in the chat actually.
Dr. Pepper all day.
All right, we'll move on to our next question from Coaster Roaster. Any hints on what your next videos will be? Don't want to spend too much time on this, but I will be doing a under the radar coasters on Steel Dolphin, and I have a very exciting under the radar coasters project. I won't spoil what coaster it is, but if you know a certain I guess kind of stat about this coaster, you'll kind of know which one I'm doing by what I'm saying, but it'll come out on March 19th. Very specific. If you know what it is, then you know what coaster it is, and I'm very excited to get that going because that's going to be really incredible. Either of you guys?
I just uploaded a video today, actually. Go check it out.
A month now.
Bio. Links in the bio. On Falcon's Flight, the rumored fastest launch coaster opening at Saudi Arabia, the new Six Flags Park, supposed. I won't go into all of it, but it's a pretty good video. You should check it out. If you click my link in the description, you can give that a watch.
Yeah, for me, I'm doing something out of Six Flags lawsuit. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to present it, but it's something like that. And I have some other Six Flags, Darien Lake stuff and other various chain stuff as well. So that's what's coming.
I just saw that someone in response, they said they didn't understand March 19th. I don't think very many people will, but like I said, it'll make sense when it comes out. It'll make perfect sense. So you'll see. But yeah, B&M or Intamin? Intamin all the way.
Intamin.
I'm not going to elaborate too much on that, but
Intamin.
yeah, well, Lucan, I think, what's your answer for this?
Dude, probably Intamin, but like I said, Intamin,
For me, it's not
high
close.
ceiling, lower floor, B&M, lower ceiling, higher floor. So
For me, it's intimate, and it's not even close, believe it or not.
Top 3 bucket list coasters in China. Off the top of my head, JD, I guess you're not very good with it.
I have an answer.
Oh, all right, okay, great.
Go.
My one is, of course, Dynaconda, because obviously, if you've been watching my channel, my number 1 bucket list coaster is Energylandia, and Dynaconda is very similar, so that will be my number 1 here. My number 2 is Python in Bamboo Forest, and my number 3 is actually Jungle Dragon. So Wood Coaster would be 4 if you're wondering where that would be, but it would not be in my top 3, so that's my top 3.
Okay, if you want to go ahead before I give my shocking answer.
I have no knowledge on China pretty much either. I've never really thought about it, but Dynaconda looks really good. So I mean, I'll just say I'll say a pass / I agree with with whatever you guys say.
So since we're on Coaster, there'll be a Coaster special. I actually gave you my top 5. I don't research China coasters.
All right. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry that we're not knowledgeable enough.
It's all right. No, you're all good. I mean, it's just for me, it's interesting to look at them. Gravity Group's done some of their best work there actually, and same thing with GCI. So they have some good looking rides. What's the best theme park chain at the moment? I don't know I don't know exactly the one you mentioned. I'm trying to. Maybe they're related to like the park. I don't know if they're related to Parque Reuniters. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. But my favorite at the moment, pretty simple. And I might get some hate for this. Actually, I don't know that I will. I would say Cedar Fair. Their parks are just so well run. At least from what I've been to. I haven't been to a Hershey park, so I can't say that. But comparing it to like everything else, I'd probably say Cedar Fair. I don't have enough experience with Disney to say that one would be my favorite. And same thing with Universal. But out of Cedar Fair or Six Flags, I'd pick Cedar Fair. So
for me, it's probably actually Busch Gardens / SeaWorld, because they actually value all their parks. When you look at Cedar Fair, Six Flags, they don't pay attention to all their parks. And for me, that's just a really glare in their business. If you look at SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, literally all of their parks get attention. And for me, that's a really valuable part of the chain. So give me good Busch Gardens.
Yeah, give me
SeaWorld, but yeah.
Give me SeaWorld as well. Financially, not great, but other than that, I mean, their ride collections, every SeaWorld park. I mean, some people don't like San Diego's ride collection, but I think it looks very solid in my opinion.
Especially from the lowest of lows they had with that documentary to where they are now, it's truly.
Yeah, definitely. But SeaWorld, yep, take good care of their parks. They have other options. They have great water parks. Everything looks clean. They try to theme their rides. Just good stuff.
Yeah, I've been to SeaWorld San Diego. It's all right, but definitely I haven't been to their best stuff. So.
Oh yeah, Busch Gardens parks are on point.
Thoughts on the Topper track? It's very interesting because I mean this is something that could potentially hurt RMC a lot. Because they don't really, I mean, I guess RMC could do the same thing. They don't have to actually do anything with the layout. They just can replace the track. But it seems like a cheaper alternative. I may be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure I'm not. But,
right.
I mean, I wouldn't see how I would be wrong on that. But it's very interesting. And also, GCI has a lot more experience overseas. So this could be pretty big if this like actually goes off. So yeah.
Sorry, I kind of cut you off there. For me, I think the Topper track is really interesting. Like you said, it could bring another way you can bring new life to old wooden coasters without going all out, and it definitely sets up an interesting competition scene between RMC, GCI, and now Gravity Group from what it looks like. So for me, I think it's really exciting stuff, and it's only going to be good for the industry. Potentially Coaster Wars 2.
Well, that would have to wait for a good while, though, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I'm not really sure. Like,
Wars, we'll call it that.
I'm not really sure like what the future of the Topper track's gonna look like, but I guess we're just gonna have to see it. Obviously, you guys pretty much covered all of it. Like, we're gonna have maybe a little bit of a battle going on. Are we gonna see anything special? I'm sure RMC has got some up their sleeve. Don't think that RMC is gonna let all these manufacturers do all this cool stuff and just sit on the sideline.
There's so many things that they don't release. There's so many things they're working on as we speak that we have.
Oh yeah. They've done a nice job at keeping the things pretty, under wraps.
Let's see. Our next question we have. Favorite item of park merch. I don't know that I have a favorite item, but I will say I probably prefer out of anything. I probably prefer shirts. I actually am wearing a Skyrush shirt right here.
Good man.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That was a birthday gift, which that was really nice. I would probably go with the shirts I have.
For me, it's actually probably on-ride photos, because shirts you eventually outgrow them. On-ride photos, they're in there forever. and it captures the moment. You remember if you liked the coaster, if you hated the coaster, how you were feeling when the photo was taken, all in one package. It's usually a rather cheap item too compared to other park merchandise. So I'd have to go for on-ride photos.
Good
Yeah,
answer.
with park merch, I just usually would go for a nice T-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, something that looks nice. It's just
Is
You
on-ride
know-
photos even considered merchandise?
I would say so. I
Yeah.
mean, if you get to keep it, absolutely, I
Yeah.
would say so.
Yeah, I
Whether that's
definitely-
physically or digitally or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
I actually have some I have this really cool I wonder if I could bring it over here, but it's like this diagram of Phoenix. Hold on, let's see if I can quickly bring it over here.
Yeah, that would be cool to
There's
see.
kind of a new sort of
Yeah.
park merch on the rise in the form of nano coasters. So those are kind
I'm
of
not sure how well you can see it, but it's like
Yeah, the nano coasters are cool. I don't have any of those. Yeah, we can kind of see it. Actually, can I? If somehow there's a way I could like just do it, that did not work. Really, brilliant. Yeah, I don't know exactly how to do that.
I mean, you probably get the idea.
Yeah, can I move? There we go. Yay, we figured
There
it
you
out.
Yeah, let's.
Let me take this down. That actually looks really cool.
Oh,
that is really cool.
It actually wasn't a park merch thing. It was like just I had someone do it locally, but it's just just something that's really cool. But yeah, I go with the T-shirt. Anything cool and unique that's like you're gonna remember. I think coffee mugs and whatever are pretty cool, but that's all I gotta say.
That's pretty cool. It's some of the stuff we've seen on the streams. The last stream, Itai pulled out a gravity group wheel. He had a signed gravity group wheel that didn't pass
Wow.
a test, so that was pretty awesome.
I can't top that.
Yeah, that surprised me. And
Hey,
the
we got
stream
we
before-
got a Six Flags Great Adventure map.
Oh, park maps. Yes, I came with you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Park maps are really underrated. They're kind of
they're
they're really-
free.
I'm kind of. I'll try to make this quick. I know we're kind of
We're on the
punching
time
on
crunch.
too much, but park maps are kind of on the decline. I've started to see, especially with COVID. You don't want to pass them out, and I've seen most parks lean the digital option, which really sucks. Kind of move out of the way. That whole back wall is all full of all sorts of park maps and stuff. So I hope they don't go distinct or defunct. But I would myself a good park map.
Our next question we have is GCI or Vekoma. Really hard to say because I guess based off what I've written, I'd say GCI, but honestly, I think if you actually look at it as a whole, especially with Vekoma, what they're doing now and what they're looking to do, I would probably say Vekoma at this point, but both of them are very good. I mean, they're very different. It's very hard to compare them, really. It's really just personal preference. Like I said, I've written more good GCIs than good Vekomas because I've basically not written anything that great from Vekoma because all their stuff is like kind of their older stuff that I've done. So, it's a hard choice, but both are really good. Some of the best out there right now.
Luke, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'm taking Vekoma for pretty much all the same reasons. I've been on a lot of Yellow Vekoma, so it's personal experience. I'm gonna say GCI, but when you look at the picture, Vekoma, I'm not gonna make this too long. So go ahead.
My brain says Vekoma. They have all the main stuff. I'm the HersheyAddict. I can't. I'm gonna have to take GCI. my heart goes with GCI.
Tallest coaster we've been on, dragster for me. I think that's the same for you, JD, or am
King
I
to
wrong
Ka.
with that?
King to
Oh
Ka.
yeah, you've been caught. Okay, so you both won up me.
I don't know. I would consider that one up, but
Dragster's the better ride.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
I
been
mean, in high, I know.
I'd say it's a
right
90
experience.
percent of people would say, but
Yeah, but no, that's pretty cool.
sure.
Which seems better, Dynaconda or Edgenica? Some people have said that Dynaconda is quite a bit smoother. I think it's hard to say, like, trying to take geographical bias out of it, because obviously I think I'm much more likely to do Edgenica than Dynaconda. Not even necessarily because it's in China, just because it's kind of by itself at its own park. So it's hard to say. Both look really good, though. I mean, I probably would have to ride both to actually really know. It's very hard to compare them. At least to me, it seems like. I think I'll move on to our next thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kumba or Montu. Haven't ridden either, but I'm more excited for Montu.
Montu.
All right.
Montu.
Nice. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. I think I'll answer like one. We'll go through one or two more questions, and then we'll head to the YouTube shoutouts because I think we're pretty behind. I would probably think, but it's all right. Let's see. That's actually, I guess that's not really a question, but I'll just say I don't really think that Gold Striker is the best GCI ever built. I'll say that much.
It's clearly
I haven't
Lightning
ridden it.
Yeah, let's ride him first.
No, it's
before
not.
Yeah, let's
I
ride
have
him
like,
first.
Gold Striker above Lightning Racer at least. But we'll see.
Oh, you can't just gloss over that, my guy.
No,
Oh, boy.
We're behind on time,
15 minutes behind now.
You're lucky we're behind on time. I'll leave it at that. We'll talk after the stream.
Let's see.
There'll
If
be-
there's a
there'll be a
question you guys
post-stream
like really like in the chat, you guys can let me know.
Let me
also
take a
should've
quick
said
look.
that. I guess this one's in. I'll do this one, and then if you guys have one you like, I'll get to it. B&M floorless or inverts? I would say inverts from what I've ridden, but I've ridden some good floorless coasters. Medusa's good, Rougarou's good, which might be unpopular. But I would say inverts overall.
Yeah, give me the inverts.
Really good question, honestly. Both have their pros and cons, but I'll lean slowly towards inverts. They've obviously B&M has done many more inverts. They've had more of time to perfect it and try out new things, but don't sleep on floorless coasters. Those are still lots of
Yeah, they're
fun.
solid attractions for sure.
Alrighty. Any question in particular you found that you would want to answer?
I saw it was Coaster Roaster said something about visiting a park with less than 5 coasters. That seems kind of fun.
Oh, if you could visit any that is a great question.
Oh, man.
People are gonna cringe over or just I mean, my answer is gonna be pretty stereotypical with what I've said in the past, but obviously I'm gonna say Tokyo Disney Sea. And honestly, I'm trying to think of parks that have less than 5 coasters.
I know, I'm trying to think of some.
I'm trying to.
Could it be
doing a
5 or
quick
less? Because
RCDs
I would
check.
probably take Holiday World, but it has
I felt
5.
like it's 5 or 6. Yeah.
It has 5 if I'm correct. Yeah, it has 5. So less than 5. Does Holiday
Dude,
Park have less than 5? Honestly, that's hard.
That's got 4, I think.
Well, then that's probably the one I'm going with.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to check those.
Just give me
Universal
some.
Studios Japan has 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just give me a Disney or Universal park that has less than
Yeah,
5
yeah.
coasters.
Tokyo Disney Sea.
Yeah, just go with Tokyo Disney Sea
and
at
Holiday
that
Park
point.
for sure.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I would probably say Holiday Park. That one would probably be. That one's not that hard. And they have a Skyrocket too, which I actually like them.
It
So
looks okay.
I'll
These
take
guys
that.
gonna have skyrockers in the queue, so that's fine.
All right. With that said, we'll move on to our YouTube shoutouts. I'm gonna have to go through these pretty quickly here because
We'll save
we have a lot
all
more
to
than
the end.
usual as well. So I'm sorry for some of you, but that I'm shouting out who might be watching. But I'm gonna have to go through this pretty quick. But you all have done a great job, so that's what I'll say. First channel, Theme Park Horizons, has reached 3,000 subs. Great channel. Christian's actually been helping me out with some of my videos more recently, so that's great. And he was a previous guest on here, so make sure to check him out. He did a really good video on Mission Ferrari, and now I'm looking at this. Pretty epic. Our next channel we have is Coastoons. He recently reached 3,000 subscribers, already well on his way to 4,000. Great channel. Did a great video on sequencing earlier. Oh my god. Our next channel we have is Coaster Dash. Great channel for countdowns. He recently reached 3,000 subscribers. And also, all these channels are in the description. So if you don't have time to go to all of them right now, which I wouldn't blame you. You can check them out later because they're in the description. Next channel we have is Extreme Thrills. He's growing fast. I just saw Costumes is growing faster than Energylandia. That's actually kind of true. Extreme Thrills has reached 9,000 subscribers. Another great coaster channel just in general. Very consistent in his uploads, so a lot of respect for that. Next channel we have is Great American Coasters. Another channel that is pretty good for countdowns. Another very good coaster channel. He is near 5,000, so if you could get him there, that would be fantastic. Theme Park Media is near 9,000 subscribers, and of course, Zach's been a previous guest on here. Great channel, even though he hasn't uploaded in over a month. That is what it is. But yeah, also Talking Trimless is great. Would recommend that. Another channel I would recommend is actually his co-host, Hunter from Theme Park Hunting, also has been a guest on here. He is near 4,000 subs. And also has a great channel. Just did a video on ranking the rides at the Universal Orlando Resort, which was interesting to see. And the last channel I'll shout out is a unique one because this is for a different reason, but GP2 Enthusiast has rebranded to Coaster College. Check out his video for why he did it if you want to see why. But should be, I'm very, it seems like a good rebrand. And he makes a lot of amazing videos. His Flat Rides of the Week series is great. He has a lot of great videos, so make sure to check him out if you haven't already. So those are all the YouTube shoutouts. If you have anything to say about all of these channels, any of these channels, whatever you want to say, you can say it now.
Congrats to all.
Yeah. Congratulations, all these people. I mean, we had a lot of high numbers, so that's always good to see. Not like it's good to see how many coasters are hitting. How many channels are hitting those high numbers. But yeah, congratulations. Go subscribe, everybody on there. It was great. Don't leave anybody out. Go at least go check them out, see what they're all about. But yeah, congratulations and good luck for the future.
Absolutely. Like I said, obviously that was a lot of channels to go through. If you want to check them out, have the links to all of their channels in the description. So that's great. And then our next segment we have is questions for you, which these are questions for the viewers, actually. So our first question is, what is your favorite defunct coaster you have ridden? I guess we can also give our answers, but I'll go pretty quick, like I said, because I think I kind of need to make up time here a little bit. But my favorite defunct coaster I've ridden is actually Roar at Discovery Kingdom. It was actually pretty solid, at least on my ride on it. Obviously, the one at America has a terrible reputation, which is funny because it was considered to be worse than the one at Discovery Kingdom, yet it didn't get RMC'd. But yeah, that was my favorite defunct coaster. JD, I'm pretty sure I know what yours is.
It's actually not Roller Soaker.
Oh, it isn't? Okay.
That's a close second, though. My favorite's actually Volcano King's Dominion.
Oh,
I miss Roller Soaker more. I miss Roller Soaker more. But Volcano's definitely my favorite.
For me, it's got to be Silver Comet for now, as it's defunct. I don't know. I think I have like 4 defunct credits. I mean, it's like the Fantasy Island coasters and like Bermuda Whirl, so it's not a lot to choose from. I might have more. I don't know. I got to do my research. But Silver Comet.
Yeah, Silver Comet looks.
Can we hopefully they can resurrect.
Hopefully they bring it back.
It's going to be at least till 2022. So for now, it's going to stay on the defunct list. But so very good ride.
For answers from the viewers, Dagan Barnes answered with Roar from Discovery Kingdom. Like I said, it was pretty fun, at least in my experience. Dueling Dragons, yes, that one looked so good at Islands of Adventure. Unfortunate. Would have loved to do that. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have been tall enough for when it dueled, though, which sucks. But it's sad that that a lot of people couldn't even ride it at all. So yeah, some people have never been on a defunct coaster. Makes sense. I think I've only done 3. Colossus, or actually is it 4? I don't know. I've done Colossus, which was in terrible shape when I rode it. Minor Mike in Las Vegas, which was the first coaster I rode outside of California, and now it's gone.
Rip.
And yeah, Roar at Discovery Kingdom. Colossus in its prime, yes, Stanford Bridge. You got to ride it in its prime. That would have been awesome. Unfortunately, I rode it when it was definitely not there, so that sucks. The Dragon Wagon I rode in 2007. Yeah, I mean, at least it's something. If that's gone, so you don't even know. I mean,
R.I.P.
we
Dragon
found
Wagon. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest
I think we
in
found our
peace.
winner.
Yeah, that's the winner. But hey, at least that means that at least most stuff you've ridden, you can still ride it. So like most of the good stuff, anyways. So
Yeah.
hey, for whatever that's worth, that's pretty good.
And you don't want the fun credits.
Yeah.
That's a coaster credit you want to be.
Oh, this one's brutal. Coaster Roaster rode Hungarian Horntail, which is the one he picked, but Chinese Fireball was closed when he was there.
Oh,
That sucks.
F.
Man, I feel bad, but hey, at least he got to do one of them. So that's still pretty cool. That'll be pretty cool to like tell people later, obviously. Volcano to Blast Coaster. That I figure would have been a pretty common answer. 808 Coaster Life, a random kiddie coaster that doesn't come to its fair anymore.
I don't know. Maybe it's out there somewhere.
Well,
Wacky Worm.
oh my god.
Prayers.
Let's see. Firehawk. Oh yeah, that one. Firehawk at Kings Island looked pretty good actually. I know Airtime Trolls was a big fan of it. There's a few people who are a big fan of it, so it looked pretty good. Like the AirPod thing.
Sure.
Yes. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Dueling Dragons. Let's see. Boomerang at Knott's. I actually did ride that, but I don't consider it defunct because I don't even know if it's opened yet, but it's somewhere on a roof in Indonesia, so called Boomerang Hypercoaster, which
That's
you might
pretty
cringe
cool.
at the name, but it might actually be 200 feet above the ground since it's on the top of a building. So the
Hyper
Hypercoaster.
boomerang?
Yeah, but isn't it classified by the drop?
No.
Yes, but you know,
Whoa.
we can give it a pass. We can give
Yeah,
it
we'll
a
give it a
pass. Vortex. Not sure which one you're talking about. Might be the one at Great
Like-
America, which it is now Patriot. I also rode that. That thing was garbage, at least to me. I mean, if
Kings
you
Island?
enjoyed it, but yeah. Wait, what was that?
Can it be Kings Islands?
Oh yeah, shoot, that's what it would be. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, that one actually looked good.
I thought I
I
was losing my
about to
mind
say-
for a sec. I was like, wait, did that thing? I thought I was going crazy.
No, yeah, Vortex. Yeah, no, if that's the one, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Big Bad Wolf. Oh man, that's brutal. That ride looks so good. Yeah. Some pretty cool answers there. Colossus in its prime, Firehawk, Dueling Dragons. Pretty good. So for our next question we have is, what is your favorite inversion you have ever experienced? Like I said, I'll go pretty quickly through this. Tatsu's Pretzel Loop, it's just so intense. The ride would definitely not be the same without it. Just such an incredible element. There's a few other close ones with it, but I would have to give that one the number one. I don't consider X2's first drop because the inverting part is really only part of like that whole sequence, so don't know that I could really pick that, but that would be my pick. JD?
I would have to look on my credits list, but off the top of my head, it's gonna be a kind of a weaker pick, but for some reason it really stood out to me. It's actually the pretzel loop on Superman at Six Flags Great Adventure. I'm a sucker for pretzel loops. It's my favorite
Yeah.
version ever. So pretty much any pretzel loop would take the top spot for me. It's just such a great element.
Yeah, Lucan. And if you
Yeah.
don't know, you can just go off top of your head if you don't
Yeah.
have one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have one, but like, I definitely pretzel loops are really intense. I've done the one on Manta as well, so I'm not the biggest fan of that, but you know, I could see why some people will love that. I like the JoJo roll on Hydra. That's really fun.
That's a good one.
Any slow like zero G rolls. I remember the one on Hydrus. I don't really know what it's called. It felt a lot like a zero G roll. That one was fun. I know that all the inversion on Twisted Timbers is really good, but Yeah, I haven't been on enough great inversion coasters to say.
Actually, I'll give a shout out underrated inversion. The Heartline roll and the Skyrocket 2s. Those things are great.
I agree.
Those things are really good. Let's see what the answers we have here are. Batman Zero G roll, very intense and whippy. Absolutely agree with this. That it's very whippy. Haven't done Batman in a while though, so I need to get back on it. Have either of you two? Yeah, I think you two have experienced the Batman clone, probably, right?
Yeah, I've been on Batman clone.
Yeah.
I would say another underrated, real quick, is
Yeah.
Stormrunner's Flying Snake Dive, only one of its
Oh,
kind. Very good.
Oh yeah.
Very good, inversion there.
Actually, I also like. I don't know what it's called. It's like almost like an inverted top hat, but also on Stormrunner. That element, I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but that one is also really good. I think.
I forget off the top of my head.
Wait. So we already talked. Did we talk about the flying snake dive?
Yeah, flying. He mentioned the flying snake dive. I mentioned the weird, like the like I said, the what I called the inverted top hat. I'm pretty sure that's not what it's called.
The half Immelman, I think, maybe.
The half cobra. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
I guess I'll just now continuing through the answers. The loops on Shockwave at Six Flags Over Texas. Yeah, I've heard those are incredible. Haven't been on the best Schwarzkopf coasters, so those would not be up there. But I will say Revolution and Super Duper Looper have pretty good vertical loops.
They sure do.
Tempesto's Roll, Insane Hang Time. Yeah, that's Premier Skyrocket too. Yeah, absolutely. The Max Force Dog Tongue. Oh yeah, that thing looks nuts.
Who named it that though? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, but I love it. I mean, it makes it that much more memorable. It's so weird, but you'll remember it. So
The dog tongue.
I mean, Flying Snake Dive's also really weird, but you remember it because the name's weird. So I mean, this is different. This is definitely more strange, but still, pretty cool element. Hang Time's negative G stall loop, pretty solid pick. I wasn't too impressed by Hang Time's inversions. The airtime hill was actually better than I expected, but inversions didn't impress me that much. Batman the Dark Knight's vertical loop. Yeah, any B&M vertical loop is well, maybe not any, but they're pretty solid for the most part. There's some I think that might not be that good.
Stand-ups.
Hey, I love Riddler's Revenge, so I'll say that much. Okay, Firebird is garbage, but yeah,
I'll be riding Firebird here in a couple weeks actually. Because I'll be really quick.
Parks are open, and
I went to Six Flags America 2 years ago now, and that was when it was still Apocalypse. And I finally got a Six Flags season pass for the first time ever this year for $50, which is a bargain. So I'll be going to America to get that credit. But that's it. That's all I got.
Nice. Swarm Wingover Drop. Yeah, Wingover Drops are pretty solid as well. I've done the one on Gatekeeper. Wish I did it in the back row because I heard that's where it's even better. But
Gatekeeper in the back row was nuts. I will say that the keyholes were also very memorable just because of the not really the inversion itself, it's the
near miss element. Yeah, absolutely. Twisted Colossus's Top Gun stall. Yeah, that's a really good one. One of the highlight moments on the ride for sure. And definitely one of the best inversions at Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain seems to be inversion heaven, actually, really.
I think that,
yeah, I mean, you got Full Throttle's vertical loop. You have Tatsu's special loop. You have the OG vertical loop Revolution. And then you got Twisted Colossus's
West Coast
stall. West Coast Racers. It's got...
High five, maybe.
High five.
That's not really an inversion. The inversions on it don't really look that amazing, but I haven't ridden it, so they're probably still fun. Hyperion's Twist and Dive. This one's interesting because I guess, it is considered an inversion. I think this has been debated, but that's actually a pretty good one. I like that answer. It has great airtime entering it, and the twist has amazing laterals. Yeah, that sounds awesome. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Second favorite might be a tie between the pretzel loop on Superman Ultimate Flight, Lucan, there you go, and the vertical loop on Batwing. Yeah. Haven't done a Dutchman yet, but those seem pretty cool.
I was gonna say that I did, but yeah, I've been on Batwing. Those inversions slap. Very underrated.
Vertical loop on the Revolution. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a classic. Twisted Timbers barrel roll drop. That's a pretty good pick. I know, Lucan, you also said Twisted Timbers.
Yeah, anything in Twisted Timbers is on point.
I would say also Medusa Steel's inversions. Throw that
Steel
in there.
Vengeances
Those
as
are
well.
great.
I mean, I know it's a cliche answer, but it's the best people have as their number one for a reason. Where it's a 0G roll is still, I mean, Steel Vengeance has some great inversions.
The Mr. Freeze inverted top hat. Batman the Rides corkscrews. Max Force's Heartline roll. Goliath's dive loop. Wow, that's a lot of them. But I guess some of these are like some of like your honorable mentions. But yeah, these are all pretty good. Yeah, the cutback on Steel Vengeance is way better than the ones on the Raptors. I'll say that. The ones on the Raptors kind of suck, actually. They're not that good. Yeah. The Raptors are great. That element is just kind of a dud for me. Steel Curtain 0G stall. One of the most whippiest elements you've ever experienced. Interesting. Steel Curtain, I've heard, is pretty good. Although, JD, I think you missed out on it, if I'm correct.
What's that?
You missed out on Steel Curtain, correct? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Lucan, have you done it or no?
No, I haven't been able to.
Dang, that's rough. Yeah, I think I'll go through the last few real quick. There's a lot of answers here, which is good. Flight of Fear's Cobra Roll is also insanely intense. Premier launch coaster, that makes sense. Montu's Batwing. I'm surprised this was the first time we've heard of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
really.
What I missed.
If you want a bizarre one, the Texas Tornado at Wonderland Park's two inversions. Those look so whack. I don't even remember. I believe that's a Hopkins looper. That thing looks really weird. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna go through the next question. Which amusement park has your favorite 1-2 punch? Lucan, you can go first for this.
If
you have one off the top of your head.
Yeah, the parks I've been to, it's King's Dominion.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty good pick.
Mine's King's Dominion, but
my top 5 coasters.
Mine would be King's Dominion as well, but I'm talking when I went to King's Dominion, which actually be I threw a 5 and Volcano.
Ooh, nice.
Cedar Point's very good, but I haven't been on Vengeance.
Trying to think of other
as well.
Great Adventure will now have a pretty solid 1-2 punch with Jersey Devil and El Toro.
Yeah, that could be number 1 easy.
Yeah. I'd say the other ones I've been to King's Dominion though.
A lot of King's Dominion in the chat.
Yeah, I actually saw this is based off what you've done, maybe not necessarily a prediction because I'm
not hard to judge.
But yeah, for me I would say, and this one's interesting because I think Magic Mountain, Cedar Point, and Six Flags Mexico are actually all really close for me, but I would probably have to go with Magic Mountain, which it's interesting.
I respect it.
I actually I feel like at some points I kind of trash on Magic Mountain. I mean, I like it a lot as my home park, but there's a lot of things that I get a little frustrated with.
It's easy to trash on your home park.
But I would have to say it probably has my favorite 1-2 punch with X2, which is my 1, and Twisted Colossus as my 2. So
that's really good.
Yeah, a lot of King's Dominion, Canada's Wonderland. Yeah, I don't know if you would have.
I like E&M.
It would be Leviathan. It would be some sort of combination between Leviathan, Behemoth, and maybe Yukon Striker if you really liked it. Maybe it would be in there and replace one of those I mentioned. Maybe Vortex. I have no clue. I've heard that ride's actually pretty good.
Decent.
Yeah. Six Flags New England. Yeah, that 1-2 punch is legendary. Yeah. Superman the Ride and Wicked Cyclone. Can't go wrong with that.
Not at all.
Cedar Point, Energylandia, and Fuji-Q Highland are close. Yeah, I haven't done Energylandia or Fuji-Q yet, but I imagine those will definitely give Magic Mountain a run for its money, at least for me. Also, King's Dominion definitely, I think, will as well.
So, my fans would be mad if I also didn't mention HersheyPark, the double hypers. Can't go wrong with that either.
Definitely.
I mean, my 1-2 punch. I haven't ridden Kingdomonium. I'm just going to guess it's gonna stick with Skyrush and Storm Runner, but
That'd be mine. Yes, there's so many matchups you could do for HersheyPark for their 1-2 punch.
Cedar Point has Coaster Roasters top 2 coasters with Steel Vengeance and Millennium Force.
I second that.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Millie is my number 16. So, I don't think I got the best rides on it. I'll say that much.
Millie's in my top 10. Easy.
Yeah, it's a ride that it seems like everyone kind of has
Their own
different.
opinion.
Yeah. Six Flags Kitty has the best with Falcon's Flight and the Intamin Triple One. We'll see.
Let's wait till they get built.
If it happens,
Let's just see if they can get a 1 punch. See if they just get before we worry about a 1-2.
I actually am. The more I've thought about it, and the more I've kind of seen things, I think this will actually get built, but I don't know how long or if it will operate. I know that kind of goes against the video that JD just did, but I mean, I don't think the animation. I think they just kind of made that to be like, okay, this is what it'll kind of be like. It'll
There's
be
no
what
way.
it kind of it's. I'm not saying it'll be accurate like entirely to the animation. I think that someone just made it and was like, they put it out there like, this is what it'll kind of be like, and that's that.
Friendly bet. Loser PayPal's the other $5.
But I mean, I'm willing to make that bet. I mean,
You wanna do it right now?
$5.
Take on it virtually.
It'll. I don't know when this will be fulfilled. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, all right. There you go. We have the witnesses. Look in the chat.
Yes. All right, $5 bet on if Falcon's Flight will open. If I lose, I'm not too upset.
Yeah, me. If I lose.
But honestly, I could see it happening. We'll see.
I guess anything's possible, I guess.
Like I said, it's a crazy ride, but it seems like they're really willing to go through with it. The park has so much money because it's being funded by the Saudi Arabian government. Don't want to go into it too much because obviously that's its own subject, and really I'm only bringing it up for the purposes of if this ride will open. But there's just those are some interesting. A handshake is very hard for me to do. Like I try.
You can watch my video for my full reasoning. I don't want to go into it again.
Yeah. How do we? Okay, we went way off topic. I just realized. Okay, so I'm seeing also Kentucky Kingdom and Nanching Sunak Land.
Yeah.
We'll go to our next question. What is your favorite Hershey? Oh wait, yes, this is the next question. I got it right. Your favorite Hershey product? I don't actually have one off the top of my head, so I'll wait for your answers and kind of pick out what I like. Yeah.
I won't say because I'm playing on a lot. This is a big thing in my community. A lot of people want to know. I won't say, but I'll tell you what my least favorite Hershey products is. And
sure, yeah, let's go with that.
I think everybody knows I'm pretty infamous for absolutely despising York peppermint patties.
Yes,
I don't want to go into it, but it's me and York peppermint patties have a very negative relationship. But Lucan,
man, I mean, it's really tough. I like all the Reese's products, and I see they're seen in the chat. The traditional Hershey bars are great as well. Jolly Ranchers and Twizzlers are fun, but definitely not the best. But Twizzlers are actually really good the more you think about it. But I'm going with the Reese's style product.
Oh no. I'm gonna have. Oh, okay.
don't mind me.
HersheyAddict right here.
Explain it for a reason.
I think looking at some of the answers that have come through, I'm seeing Hershey bar, Reese's. I actually, for whatever reason, when I was younger, I didn't really have Reese's like peanut butter cups too much, and I only had them more recently, like last Halloween, I mean. And yeah, those things are really good, so I'm gonna have to probably go with that. Reese's peanut butter cups, those things are incredible. So I'd have to go with that. But oh yeah, Kit Kat, that's also a good one, at least for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things to go with. Jolly Rancher, hit or miss for me. I feel like some of their flavors are good, and some of their varieties of like candies they have, because they also have gummies and stuff, is good, but some things are not so much. So yeah. York slap.
York.
Oh,
I don't have a problem with York peppermint patties. So
I don't
think
even
they're
know. I don't even know if I've had them like ever.
yeah,
honestly.
that's not my first. It's not definitely not my go-to.
Dark chocolate Hershey bars. Oh, we have someone who actually did say York peppermint patties.
I think that they're just trying to set you on.
I think
Do we need full screen of this? Do we need full screen of this?
I think we're I guess it's just it took so long for me to figure out the last time. So Crackle's really underrated. That's another one that I don't know if I've had.
It's decent.
Sorry.
Hershey Kisses and a classic milk chocolate bar are your favorite Hershey products. Also, I think it's really cool just Hershey having the Hershey Kiss kind of street lights. That's pretty cool. I like that. I don't know, just random. I just thought of it, but that's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the answers for this question. We'll move on to our next one, or not even next question. Actually our what out of 10 segment. So if you don't know what this is, basically I get 5 coaster POVs. 5, you can only see 4 fingers, and you'll be kind of, if you've written it, you can give your score out of 10 of what you gave it, or you can give your prediction score out of 10. That's pretty much how it'll go. I'll show the POV right here, so that'll be that. And the first coaster I'll be doing is, of course, the one and only Hades 360 at Mount Olympus, a very well-known coaster. One that definitely has... did I get the right thing? Let's see. I accidentally put in the chat here. Great. Okay, that's beautiful. I accidentally put in the wrong thing. But yeah, while I'm getting that up, yeah, Hades 360. You can put in your score, I guess, already before I even play the POV. But yeah, here it is, Hades 360 at Mount Olympus, and here's full screen. I guess, have either of you written this right? I don't think so, but I'll just ask in case.
Nope.
Okay, so, and I also am showing the pre-lift because, that's...
It's actually a pretty big part of the ride, yeah.
Pretty big part of the ride. I'll probably fast forward through the lift hill, but this one, I'll say that I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I watched this POV before the stream. I guess it already does a fast forward by itself, so I don't need to do it myself. But yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting gravity group. Looks like, honestly, one of the best
it looks
out
about
there.
9.
But yeah. And I need to, I haven't done this in so long, and I'm like just trying to figure things out, the whole average calculator and everything. But yeah, so make sure to put your scores in for Hades 360, either now or after the POV, whichever you like, and I'll be getting that score real quick, and then we'll be moving on to our next coaster. And I'm gonna have to stop this probably as soon as it hits the brakes, so we don't get the next video loading up while I'm trying to figure out the scores.
Yeah, you never know what could pop up.
It probably would be a coaster thing, realistically.
Yeah, let's hope.
But it's just,
It'll be Penny Packer.
How to make tea.
Penny Packer.
And that'll be that. I don't think it shows this small dip into the station, unfortunately, which is pretty funny. It's only like 6 seconds longer, so that's. I guess they were maybe too ashamed of it. But
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
JD, what would you give this? I don't know if you said your score.
I would give this
Just a prediction.
I've never been on it. I'd probably say either a 9 or maybe 9.25.
All right, I'll just put in a 9. Let's see, 8.5. Putting in all the scores here. Make sure to put your scores in, like I said, if you haven't already. Let's see. Wow, a lot of high scores here. All right, I think I have it. So now, and I'm seeing that a lot of people are apparently having school. I thought schools were closed, or yeah, I thought like there's some people that it's like I thought like all of them had the day off, but I guess not. That's unfortunate, really. So I'm getting the score right now, and our next coaster will be the one and only Thunder Road at Carowinds. This is of course a defunct coaster. Similar to the Racer at Kings Island, or I guess Racer 75 at Kings Dominion. So here it is. If you've never seen a POV of it, I guess you'll see it right now. But it looks like a pretty fun ride, honestly.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Nothing too insane, but it does look fun. So it's unfortunate that it had to go. I heard this was one of the better rides at Carowinds.
Yeah, this looks pretty solid. I like how like big and like it looks like it is fairly tall from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was said to be a pretty good ride actually. So yeah.
It looks like the pacing's pretty nice. I give it maybe I'll wait till the POV's over, but
sure,
it looks pretty solid.
Who was
What was that?
Who was it? Who was it?
That was like a water bottle sound effect or something. What in the world was that?
I don't think that's a water bottle, but all right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dang it!
Eric, what's going on over there?
There we go.
Now,
Nah,
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
nah, I legit don't know what that was. Let's see. Now I'm getting all the scores in. Make sure to put in your scores if you haven't already.
I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I also gave it a 7.5. JD?
6.5. 6.5.
All right. Looks like all the scores are pretty similar here. Just looking at them, very close, kind of like 6, 7s. Wow. And actually, okay, so there's a little bit of variety now. I'm starting to see. That's good to see, I guess. So, looks like that's all the scores. And get the calculation right now. Looks like one score in particular definitely weighted down, but actually not really. But looks like a pretty good ride for sure. Our next coaster we're doing is actually one in Japan. This is said to be one of Togo's best creations. This is the one and only, I guess actually not even one and only, because there's a terrible coaster out there called Bandit, but this one's actually said to be pretty good. So Bandit at Yomiuriland, the POV provided by Sean Flaharty. I asked for permission via email and he was able to grant me that, so props to him for being able to give the POV. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to put this on here. So here's Bandit. And also the ride said to be pretty smooth, so even though there might be a little bit of shakiness, from the reviews I've heard, it's actually quite smooth. Just if you're, I don't know how, I think he probably did it like hand. So it's a little more difficult to kind of make it super stable. But it looks pretty good. This coaster inspired Magnum XL200. Looks like a really fun ride.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
Looks cool.
I
like the setting.
Yeah, the setting's amazing.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Especially this part right here.
Yeah, I actually gave Bandit an 8.5 out of 10. That might be high, I don't know, but it looks really fun. It looks pretty unique for a hyper just because it's a Togo, so there's not a whole lot of them.
That actually looks really dope, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, Togo can make good stuff, just apparently not in the US. So yeah, that's Bandit at Yomiuriland. Like I said, thanks to Sean Flaharty for being able to provide the POV. What would you give it out of 10?
I give it a 8.
I'm gonna give it 8 as well.
Nice. Like I said, might be overhyping it a little bit, but with my 8.5. But like I said, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of 7s and 8s. Yeah, and it's a pretty long ride as well. Definitely a good thing about it. So make sure to put in your scores if you haven't already. And then we'll be moving on to the next thing. I'm seeing private chat. You're running. Okay, I see. All right. Yeah, I think we're getting a good way through this. All right, so 8.5. Alrighty, I think that's all the scores. So we'll be moving on. Another one came in here. And so our next coaster we have is another Togo, actually. It is Surf Coaster Leviathan. So this is another Togo in Japan. Of course, we get an ad. Should have labeled that. That's what I did with the Hershey one. I didn't realize this had it. Oh, well. And yeah, here it is. And if I could get the banner up. Have you heard of this coaster, JD? Just out of curiosity. Surf Coaster.
I have not. The only Leviathan I've heard of is the one at Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty cool. This is at a seaside park in Japan. And once again, I've heard this ride is actually quite smooth. So any shakiness, don't put too much weight into it. So yeah, but the ride looks great overall. Apparently, it's actually... at least from Canopy Coaster, he did a review on it. It's supposedly one of the best coasters in Japan, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, make sure to put your scores here in the chat. And then we'll move on to our next coaster, of course, after this POV ends. So, yeah. I actually gave this also... actually, no, I gave this... I need to look at my scores. I gave it a 9 out of 10. It looks really good. There's some really good looking airtime moments, and the helixes actually look pretty forceful. So, yeah, I had to give it a high score. So, yeah. Alrighty, so that'll be that. That is Surf Coaster Leviathan. So, yeah, I'm actually curious. The scores are probably going to be quite crazy. JD, what would you give this out of 10?
I'd probably give this. Oh, geez, it's really. I'm not really sure. It's kind of all over the place. I'm gonna go 7.
I'd give it like a 6.5.
All right. Yeah, this one is pretty interesting just because it's a coaster that not too many people have ridden. But yeah, so I'll be putting in the scores here. Like I said, if you haven't put in a score yet, make sure to. Wow, this one got a really close score to something else, actually. Alrighty, so with that being said, our next coaster will be our last coaster of the segment, which will be the one and only Great Bear at HersheyPark. So, JD, I know you have a lot of experience with this coaster, so this one, having ridden it a lot, so that should be pretty good. And I'm going to need to change the share screen of this. Yeah, all right. Wow, this thing is... sorry about that, guys. It's been a while since I've done this, so it's a lot of kind of relearning stuff. So, yeah. With that being said, Great Bear at HersheyPark. Let me get the banner up, and here we go.
Very good ride.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. This one...
Love the helix.
I've, of course, ridden. I gave it an 8, so pretty good ride.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say it's about an 8 as well.
Yeah, that's what I have it. Maybe 8.5. It depends. This thing definitely has good rides and bad rides, especially the road you're running, especially in your towards the back. You definitely get a lot more whip on the inversions, especially the ones you're about to see right here. Yep. That thing is amazing in the back row. And then if we continue up, we have another one in 3, 2, 1 here.
Wait,
So,
JD,
yeah.
did you give a score for this already, or?
Yeah, I have it as a. I'll give it 8.5.
Alrighty. Alrighty, so that's great, Bear. Make sure to put your comments here in the chat or your scores here in the chat if you haven't already, and we'll be moving on and ranking these in terms of what you guys thought the scores were, and that'll be that.
I will say one of the most unique layouts for a B&M invert, especially the way that some of the supports are, one of the most unique layouts out there in terms of inverts.
Oh yeah, I love the support placement. It makes for so many cool little near misses, and it's just a spectacle to watch, especially since a lot of it's viewable.
Absolutely.
Am I reading the chat? Yes, I'm. Well, I'm at least looking at it for the scores. So, yes.
I see a lot of 10s in here. Loving the Great Bear love.
I see. I think I saw one.
I saw two. Coaster Magic and Tune It Up Thrills.
Oh yeah. Okay, I saw it. Okay, great. Well, yeah. This. Alrighty, I have that. So now I have all the scores, and wow, this came in an interesting order. Not what I was expecting, but that's definitely why I do this. You never know what these things could end up going in. So yeah. All right. So in 5th place with the worst score out of all of these, but still pretty respectable, comes is Thunder Road, which comes in with a 6.45 out of 10. So I mean, it looks like a pretty solid wooden coaster, obviously defunct, but nothing absolutely exceptional, so kind of makes sense. In 4th place, these two were very close, is Surf Coaster Leviathan with a score of a 7.77 out of 10. In 3rd place, we have Bandit at Yomiuri with a score of a 7.78 out of 10. Our number 2 was Great Bear at HersheyPark with an 8.26 out of 10. And our number 1, I guess this one was kind of expected, but yeah. Hades 360 with an 8.85 out of 10. So that'll be pretty much this segment. And next we'll go on to our topics to discuss. I'm looking at the time. Actually, I think some of the things I did may have made up time a little better than I may have made up time pretty well. So that's good. But yeah, topics to discuss, and our first question is, and this is specifically for JD, what are some aspects of HersheyPark that you think are underappreciated? I don't know if you can just think of something off the top of your head or anything. All right, yeah.
I know first thing comes to HersheyParks, when people think of HersheyPark is all the amazing roller coasters I have, but I think what makes HersheyPark, think of all the top amusement parks in America. You think maybe Cedar Point, Carowinds, Six Flags, Magic Mountain. Those are all chains. HersheyPark is one of the few top parks in America that's actually just specifically owned for HersheyPark. And I think that's what really makes it so special. You have the atmosphere that really only single-owned parks can have. They really listen to their fans. You don't have a corporate chain going over everything. It's strictly just the management and the fans. There's no large corporation you have to worry about. And I think that is what really puts HersheyPark aside. It's really the only, I'd say it's the most major park in America that's not, maybe even North America, that's not owned by a chain. I think that's the most underappreciated part of Hershey.
That's a good thing to say, actually. Yeah,
because
I think you're right. Like, it's, I think on a different scale than any other like park that's not really owned by like a park chain. So I don't think there's really anything that's that close to it in terms of just overall size and everything. So definitely I can understand that. For Luke, and this is a question I have for you. Since you live in New York, you've probably gotten to experience some of the smaller, more obscure parks in the state. And I was wondering, what are some of your favorite rides and parks in New York? You can just go off the top of your head or whatever, but yeah. Yeah,
for sure. I think one of the most obvious ones for me, probably not for you guys, is Seabreeze, because that's technically the closest park to me. Very, very small, compact park, but it's a really nice. It's one of the oldest parks in the world to put it by the facts. But yeah, very small park, family owned, very clean. It's probably cleaner than Darien Lake. It's probably a little bit nicer, and definitely nicer than Darien Lake. Very family friendly park. Jackrabbit's a gem. Screaming Eagle's fun. I'm not a big fan of bobsleds, but bobsleds is, some people love that thing. Fantasy Island we covered a little bit earlier, but yeah. Great Escape has some cool, like Great Escape's kind of got a cool vibe to it. It's like it's kind of it's kind of got a almost like a Six Flags Knoebels kind of vibe, to be honest. Like the park's actually really simple. They have a bobsled, can almost as a bobsled. They have like a Comet's, semi similar to Phoenix. Like there's a lot of comparisons there. It's almost like it's definitely something to think about. Especially the way the park is structured. It's almost like a storybook land kind of theme or whatever. And then I haven't been to the New York City parks, but obviously Coney Island Cyclone really iconic. Dino's Wonder Wheel is iconic. They're gonna get that coaster Phoenix Adventureland's iconic. Playland's iconic, and there's just a lot of cool iconic parks down there. I think New York's got a lot of good classical kind of coasters. And my favorite ride in the whole state's Ride of Steel, which is
that looks great.
Which a lot of people would agree with. But the Great Escape theme, it's a really cool theme. Like all the parks in New York have a really cool, distinct feel, which I like. I mean, there's not a lot of giant parks, but if you look at the numbers on RCDB, we have like one of the highest numbers of coasters out of many states. So there's something to think about.
That's pretty cool, actually. The whole the parks are pretty distinguishable between each other. Is actually pretty cool. That's something, especially like for certain states, that's something you can't really say. Like in California, we have 2 Six Flags parks.
Yeah, even between Darien Lake and Great Escape, or both Six Flags parks, they're still different parks. Like Darien Lake's different than I've only been to like Great Escape, Great Adventure, and Darien Lake. It's really distinguishable. Great Adventure's got the more Six Flags feel. Darien Lake's kind of like got a resort feel, so it's kind of goofy in some facets, but every park's a little different, which is awesome.
All right, that was a good answer. That was actually really interesting. My next question for you two, both of you, how do you both become content creators? You don't have to go super in depth, but just kind of maybe like a basic sort of thing.
Yeah, you go ahead first, Janie.
Okay. For me, I always went to HersheyPark my whole life. HersheyPark is not actually what got me into a coaster enthusiast at all. One of my good buddies, Camden, he invited me to go to Six Flags Great Adventure, and they obviously have King to Ka. So when I found that out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna ride the tallest coaster in the world. This is epic. This is awesome. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, okay, well, if they have King to Ka, let's see what else they have. Then I started researching other coasters. Great Adventures roller coaster turned to me researching everything else, and then just kept going from there. So really, King to Ka is the reason I'm a coaster enthusiast. So a lot of people bash on King to Ka, but for me, it holds a very special place.
Yeah. I always was kind of like, I was weird because I watched like Coaster Studios back like 2014, 2015, back in like the OOG days. But I watched him a lot. I went to Seabreeze when I was like 3 or 4 for the first time. So that was fun for me. I went to Disney World at one point. I didn't really have much of a factor in it, but a lot of people have been in Disney World. I went out to Darien Lake one year. All the rides, scared the crap out of me. I did go on Viper though, which was really my first inverting coaster.
Nice.
And then I kind of took off from there. Next year I came back, rode Ride of Steel. I went to Canada's Wonderland. I went to Maurice Piers. Even though I was kind of the first visit to Maurice Piers, I was kind of a bust. But anyways, that all happened, and then I'll just skip over the rest because that's, I just started getting more and more involved with the community and stuff. I became a content creator. I'd say like it was April of 2020 where I just like, I kind of had a channel. I didn't really make serious videos, but like, I'm like, you know what? Got the time right now. Let's go ahead and try this. And I have some friends that were into it. I'm like, let's go ahead and try this. And then here we are.
That's awesome.
Coaster Time live stream. So.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, actually.
Oh yeah, for sure.
JD, you mentioned how you became a coaster enthusiast, but maybe I think my question was more asking maybe what got you to becoming a YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. That's still pretty cool, though. I liked hearing that.
I don't know how. Honestly, I was heavily inspired by Airtime Thrills. Chris, great guy.
Yeah, his channel's awesome.
His style of content was really different. I was like, dang, that's actually really cool. What if I tried this? And I always had all sorts of HersheyPark photos and stuff from going to the park over there. So I'm like, at the very least, let's just create an Instagram account just so I have a place to store and post all this. And the Instagram card started creating tractions. A lot of my Instagram followers requested that I do YouTube analysis. So I tried out the channel and people really liked it. And here we are now. So it's really just because of the Instagram account, I guess.
I mean, for some people, yeah, a lot of people kind of start with an Instagram account. Even I think Chris, he did Instagram before. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. It seems like a way for a lot of people. So that's awesome. Our last sort of topic, and this one the viewers can get involved with, is which park do you think should get an Intamin Blitz? Which one do you think should get it next? It doesn't necessarily have to be one that's super realistic, but just one that you think it would be a good fit at. So
honestly,
I have a pick for it.
Oh, you gonna go ahead, Carrick? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Actually, I have it here, but I guess one park I'd like to see it go to is SeaWorld San Antonio. They have so much land. They do have a family launch coaster, but they could really use something like more thrilling in terms of a launch coaster. And Six Flags Fiesta Texas, yeah, they have Poltergeist, but like it's Poltergeist, so it is what it is. But I just think they would benefit a lot. But the one I would like to see the most, this isn't here in the US, Nagashima Spa Land. They have so many coasters. They have so much depth. Like their top 8 are like legitimately good coasters. Like they have Schwarzkopf's, a Manta Clone, Steel Dragon 2000, Hakuge obviously. But outside of Hakuge, their top coasters are a little lacking. So an Intamin Blitz would be great. And also Japan barely has, they have literally one multi-launch coaster in the entire country. One multi-launch coaster. So I think a Blitz would be great for them.
For me, I actually have 2 parks.
Nice.
For starters, Six Flags New England. They could really use a launch coaster. An Intamin Blitz would be nice. That'd be a heck of a top 3. But I think that's a pretty major Six Flags park. I feel like a launch coaster would be great there. And secondly, I think an Intamin Blitz would be really great at Dorney Park as well, especially if that gravity come to plans. A Blitzer would be perfect. You know, Dorney really misses that like star attraction, and that Blitz would really just propel their line to the next level and really put them back on the map. So Dorney Park or new Six Flags would be great.
Yeah, for me, one that popped into my head almost immediately was this. I'd say a bit surprising, but Canada's Wonderland. I mean, it's not gonna be realistic.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not realistic with Cedar Fair, but like, I think it'd be a great fit because all their coasters, they don't have an intensity based coaster, and secondly, their best launch coaster is what Backlot's done coaster. I mean,
yeah,
that speaks for itself. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just think it'd be a great fit. I mean, it's so different from like Leviathan or Behemoth. Like they're gonna lift the airtime, like those kind of rides, or speed. Like yeah, this would have speed, but it'd be a different type of speed. A low to the ground ride. There's just so much they could do. I feel like it'd be really cool if they took out one of like the old mountain rides, if they did that and made it go through like the mountain at Wonder Mountain. So that would be that'd be amazing if they could find a way to do that. I'm not sure how they could possibly do that, but
it'd be amazing to see for sure.
Oh yeah, I think Canada's Wonderland's a little bit closer to a theme park than some. I mean, it's definitely not a theme park, but it's closer to a theme park than some of the other Cedar Fair parks. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe we get in the next Terran. So
yeah, that'd be great to see for sure. If Cedar Fair was willing to work with Intamin, I think Canada's Wonderland, like you said, would be brilliant park.
Yeah.
For it. Let's see what some Darien Lake. Doubt to see it, but you guys don't really have a launch coaster outside of the Zamperla like moto coaster, right? Yeah. So yeah, that would definitely be a good fit.
Yeah, it would work.
Thorpe Park, literally anything at Thorpe Park at this point. They seem to be a good candidate for pretty much anything. Busch Gardens Tampa. They already have a Blitz.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be the best fit.
And
we're talking something like Pantheon, then.
Yeah, but the problem is Velocicoaster is only like an hour away. I mean, although I did accidentally mention SeaWorld Orlando at one point, so that would have been a bit of an odd addition. But yeah,
Michigan's Adventure.
I mean, it would work. It would work.
It would work.
I mean, but Michigan's Adventure, literally an SNS 40 free spin would be like amazing, like a brilliant addition for them.
Oh,
I haven't ridden a 40 free spin. They might be great. I just but a lot of them are out there. So
Six
that's
Flags
just kinda
America.
why.
Intel says they're set for some new park benches and trash cans, so they have lots to look forward to.
Six Flags New England, they need a launch coaster, absolutely. California's Great America, yeah, definitely. They do need a launch coaster badly. Would be awesome to see. Heck, even like Discovery Kingdom, actually, they already have a few. I think, yeah, Great America would make much more sense. King's Dominion, that would be an amazing replacement for
Good placement
Volcano.
for Volcano.
I don't think they'll do it, but
No.
I like the idea of
Also, is King's Dominion ever gonna officially announce their 40 free spin, or are they just gonna have it on opening day and just pretend it's been there?
It's gonna open in 2022 because
Oh, they got delayed?
because well, SNS is not showing. They're already saying they were having 7 projects this year. That one was not part of it, so
Oh, okay.
it got delayed basically.
I had no idea. Excuse me then. I take
But that's what's happening with that. It's just kind of weird. Park Asterisk should get an Intamin Blitz. Maybe they'll consider that. I have no idea. Maybe they'll think about that. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Cedar Point should get an Intamin Blitz.
They can duel with Maverick, dueling
Ooh.
instant blitzes.
With the Heartline roll.
Oh my God. Yeah, with the Heartline roll this time.
That would be amazing. Yeah, let's see. I think, yeah, that's pretty much everything. All the topics to discuss. So, wow, I guess a lot of things we made up some time on, which is great.
All right.
So,
All
this will pretty much, before I get to our final end of stream Q&A, I'll kind of do this thing. It's just kind of a ways you can support our channels. For me, like this stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow my Instagram at Coaster Hour if you haven't already. Link to that is also in the description. Join my Discord server. That's also in the description. And my Sporkle quizzes. If you like doing Sporkle quizzes, I've made several of them. So if you want to check that out, that's also in the description. I also have a guest poll for future guests in the chat below. Not chat. The description below. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure to do that. And one other thing I wanted to mention is that I mentioned in the last stream I did that I was thinking about doing video interviews with potentially like other content creators or people inside even the coaster and theme park industry. I forgot to mention one of the most important things about that, and that's that before I would do the interview, I would like basically put out who I would be interviewing on a community post, and I would have the viewers. You guys could have questions that I could give to the person I'm interviewing. Obviously there probably would be a lot of them, so I could only probably do certain ones, but that's something I think pretty significant that I forgot to mention with that. So if you guys like that idea, I guess let me know in the chat real quick, like the whole idea of interviewing people inside of the coaster industry or just coaster content creators. That
sounds awesome. I know you.
Yeah, that'd be
I know
fun.
on the chat, but like that I would watch that. That'd be awesome. We need Alan. We need Alan and Coaster Hour together.
that would be amazing. And actually, I guess while we're at it, if you have any suggestions, you can let me know in the chat or in the comments later. I guess, yeah, no, I guess the chat, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So,
Luke, you can go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Nothing too special to me. Just find my channel. I know it's all linked, and I appreciate that. Go click those links in the description. Subscribe. Follow on Instagram. Watch any videos you like them up. If that's the best way to support the channel. Turn on notifications. Just subscribe and watch as many videos as you can. I'm not gonna be like, you gotta watch every video. I'm calling. You didn't comment. I'm calling you out now. We're not gonna. But yeah, just subscribe and follow on Instagram and if you get the chance. I mean, don't kick yourself or anything if you're an hour late. I don't have my attendance list with me. I left it and I left it in the other room. But yeah, just all the simple stuff.
For me, first of all, before I say that, I want to thank you, Carrick, for inviting me. This is you have lots of awesome people have done this, such as Theme Park and Airtime Thrills. So to be with that same list of people means a lot. So thank you for inviting Luke and myself on here. We greatly appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. Ways you can support my channel, not to beat a dead horse, but my links are in the description as well. You can subscribe to you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I did just upload a video, like I said, about Falcon's Flight. So if you could watch that, that would be great. If you want to comment, I usually reply to most of my comments. If you want to follow my Instagram, I usually DM. I love DMing you guys. Meeting you guys at parks. I always typically post my Instagram when I'm at parks. Meeting fans is one of the coolest things about being the Hershey Addict. So I love meeting you guys. So if you ever see me at a park, feel free to say hi. I won't bite, I promise. But yeah, just liking as always.
No guarantees.
That's always a good way to show me that I'm making stuff that you like. But just supporting the channel. Simple as that. Again, thank you, Carrick, for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Also, please leave a comment about what do you think you can do better than a dislike. We greatly appreciate that as YouTubers. We got to keep our ratios up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the YouTube algorithm isn't kind of that.
Dislikes are not the way to go.
Now we'll go into our end of stream Q&A. These will be the last questions. You can ask anything, even anything from earlier that we may have missed. But that'll be that, and that'll wrap up the stream. So yeah, I'm just curious. I'm looking through the chat, seeing if there were any ideas. Camille Bilson, that's the designer for Intamin. He would be awesome to do it with. I don't know how accessible he would be, but that would definitely be awesome. Joe Draves, yeah, he has also designed some amazing coasters. Steel Curtain, Gale Force, the new launch coaster going to China this year. So he would be great as well. Theme park predictions. I did also mention content creators. So, hey, I'll take it.
Go vote.
But yeah, interview Golden Horse. We'll see about that. Actually, yeah, Coaster Studios already did an interview with one of the higher ups, I think, from Golden Horse. So that's actually a pretty interesting interview. In all seriousness, I like legitimately mean it. But yeah, pretty good suggestions. What parks that you haven't been to do we think deserve more attention?
Ooh, I actually have one on the top of my head.
All right.
I think you'll appreciate this being from California, but Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. I don't get why no one talks about it. For me, I think it looks like I know. In my opinion, I think it looks like a really cool place. Joker is actually on my bucket list. Yes, I said it. I know. I can see your disappointment.
No. That's fine. Joker is great. Joker is actually really good. I have no problem with the ride lineup in the park. Ride lineup's actually great.
I think it looks like an absolutely great place. Obviously, maybe when I go, I may have a different experience. But as of right now, I think it deserves more talk. And I'm honestly really excited to go there at some point in my life. Unpopular take, but unpopular takes are just that, unpopular. So fight me.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be probably Six Flags America, Six Flags New England. Those kind of, they almost feel historic to me because they have they've been sold so many times and stuff like that. I mean, not those parks in specific, but like Frontier City looks really cool, I think. I think Great America doesn't get really that much attention for how it's probably the top 15, top 10 park in the whole country. So a lot of Six Flags parks get too much crap.
Yeah. I Discovery Kingdom, I think if you've watched for anyone who's watched the streams for a good while now, I'm not the biggest fan of the park. I think I've had some really unlucky visits. I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, because there's some people who have it as their home park, they're like, yeah, I've gotten some really unlucky visits. So hopefully I will eventually get a nice visit to that park. I think it'll happen. Because it does seem like it has a good amount of potential, and their ride lineup's really good. I will say their ride lineup is really underrated. Just my experiences there, not the best. I guess for the park that I would say deserves more attention that I haven't been to, that is tough. And I'm thinking US as well, because I think if a lot of international ones, that would be easy. But for the US, honestly, I don't even know. I feel like a lot of them are talked about, so
a lot of enthusiasts here.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much that I can really think of that would be kind of like, I mean, I guess Great Escape. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything that amazing, but I mean, they have some nice rides. It seems like a nice park in terms of feel. Valley Fair. Okay, Valley Fair might be a good one as well, just because, I mean, I don't know if it's that amazing, but like no one talks about it, so it could get at least a little bit of love.
For sure.
Like the gotten sick on a question was already gotten sick on a coaster question was already answered earlier. I just saw that. Let's see. Prediction for the top 3 Intamin coasters in the entire world. Oh boy. Okay, I did release my anticipated coasters, so I can say it now. My number 1 is probably Conda, no doubt, really. Conda would probably be my 1. My number 2, it's pretty hard to say. There's a lot of contenders. I think Conda's 1 and everything else. There's just so many contenders for the other spots, like Pantheon, which I think is seriously being underrated by a lot of people. I think that ride's going to be one of the best in the entire world. El Toro, Expedition G-Force, Sky Rush, obviously. How could you forget that? There's a lot of them that look insane. So it's very hard to say, but I'll just say my number 1 is Conda. So yeah.
There's so many coasters for a top 3, but I'll give my top 1, and that is, even with all the new Intamins coming out, for me, by a long shot, it will always be Intimidator 305, without a question.
Yeah, sure. I should have mentioned that one. Oh well.
Yeah, Conda's up there. I really like Sky Rush. I'm sure we got JD, and maybe we have Carrick with the Sky Rush shirt, so I'm sure you think about that enough. But Maverick's really good. I don't think it's gonna beat out Pantheon or Conda, but yeah.
Velocicoaster, yeah. A lot of people are saying Velocicoaster is going to be underwhelming. For me personally, I think it's going to live up to the hype. That's just me. I know that's probably another unpopular opinion, but that's just me.
I came across the only thing is, I guess if I can go, some of the hype I heard from it, I mean it's fine to think this, but I literally got a comment. Someone was saying they thought that Velocicoaster would have stronger airtime than Conda. And I was kind of like, I don't really think so. Like, if you enjoy the ride more and its elements, that's fine. It will not like statistically have stronger airtime. I'm just gonna say that much. I think some of the hype's a little crazy. I think it is gonna be an exceptional ride, but yeah.
I think a lot of people are forgetting is like, you're already talking about Intamin Blitz, but then when we put tack on that universal theming, I think it's going to be an elite coaster. I really do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's getting so much hype. It's like the people are talking about being the best coaster 2020, top coaster in the world. I don't think it's going to be that good, but I think it's going to be a very good experience overall. The other one, we kind of missed on was El Toro. I mean, that ride's been
I mentioned it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But that ride's been hit or miss for me. I've been in the park twice. But sometimes I've ridden it's been like when it's warmed up on a summer day, man.
I'm best winning coaster by far.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's beatable, but some days, it just doesn't want to be good.
Oh, Taiga. I forgot about Taiga. That also looks really good. Taiga at Lin and Maki. There's Millie Man wanted me to answer this. This is just a question about Sporkle. I believe the limit for questions is only, of like potential answers you can have is only 300. So you can't have 10,000 spots, unfortunately. I believe it's 300. So do what you can with that, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I think Velocicoaster looks amazing. I'm not buying. I'm no longer buying into all the hype. I think I was at one point. Now it's just kind of like, I think it's gonna be awesome, but just maybe not like best coaster in the world, or anything like that. But still looks really good. Yeah. All right. So just looking through, I think that might be. Okay, here we go. This is for you. I think this is more for you, JD, than anyone else. I mean, I've been to Hershey. I would say it's If anything, I wouldn't say it's overrated, but is HersheyPark overrated, underrated, or fairly rated?
Man, this is a really tough question for me.
I kind of feel like it's fairly rated because I think everyone who's been like kind of like has like most people seem to praise it, but
yeah, I mean, by calling it under, I don't know how it could be underrated. Most people have it as
yeah,
in their top 5 parks in America, and personally, in my opinion, it's one of the best parks in the world. But I know I'm extremely biased, so it's kind of hard for me to answer. But I'm gonna say it's fairly rated. I really haven't seen to call it underrated. You're pretty much saying it's the best park ever. So I would say it's fairly rated because I wouldn't say it's overrated by any means, and people already praise it as like a top 5 park, top 10 park in the world. So I don't think that can really be underrated. So I'd say it's fairly rated.
Yeah, I just to quickly reflect on it. I don't want to take up too much time. I think it's fairly rated, maybe even a touch underrated, but I think it's fairly rated. Fairly rated.
Yeah, and at this point for questions, since we're at the end, like you can elaborate more because this is the end. Like when there's no more questions, that's like pretty much the end, or whenever I want to call it. Which actually I'm gonna probably call it in like 5 minutes. So yeah. All right. Do any of us have theme park mysteries? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I don't know if that's like a thing that actually exists, or like do we have like theories? I'm not entirely sure what that means. So but I would probably say no if I don't know what it is.
I don't.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. This one is for all of us. Which one do you think is going to be better, Abyssus, Maverick, or Velocicoaster? Oh boy. Ooh. I'm probably not as high on Abyssus as a lot of other people, so I kind of won't put that one in with those. But it still looks amazing, don't get me wrong. Oh, that's tough. Oh man, I really don't. I think I probably would go with Maverick. Yeah, I think so.
I just kind of just touched on this. I'll even rank them. I think Abyss is the weakest out of those 3. And again, I'm all in on Velocicoaster, so I'm gonna pick that out of these 3. Barely. I do want to say barely beating out Maverick as of right now. It could change.
Yeah, I have the same rankings at JD. I'd say Abyssus, Maverick, Velocicoaster on top. I think with theming, Velocicoaster will be the best.
Yep.
I think ride experience is going to be a coin flip. I think Velocicoaster might have better elements, but that pacing, I don't know. So
yeah,
but I think the theming is going to put it over.
Hey, I mean, we'll see. There's talks about it. I may be going to ride Velocicoaster this summer. We'll see.
I feel like everybody's going to be going there.
I might be going right now. There's
it's
be there next week.
Possible. It's a possibility. I'll say that much. I maybe we'll see. Like nothing's confirmed even in the slightest. But I'll throw that out there. Anything else? We don't know if the surf coaster track has been shipped. I don't think it has been, but I haven't heard anything about it. Am I the only one that thinks Abyssus is the best of those? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't blame you. It's just I don't know. Abyssus is just I don't really see it, but that's cool if you do. Last question. Wait, what is it? JD, what is it?
No, nothing. No, I have nothing to add there.
Oh no, it's all good. Shambhala or Flying Dinosaur? This was asked in my Discord. I'm gonna say Flying Dino. Flying Dino. Honestly, Dino. I think Flying Dino might. I mean, I haven't ridden a B&M Hyper, so I wouldn't know. But I think Flying Dino might be the best B&M coaster ever built. We'll see. But yeah, tall task. But yeah.
First, let's get Carrick on a B&M Hyper, so we don't have to hear this every time. I don't know. I just looks really good, and I'm not the biggest flying coaster fan, so I'm gonna take Shambhala.
Oh, I love myself
no issue
flying
there.
coaster.
Yeah, Shambhala looks amazing though, so I understand that.
Flying Dino all the way.
Heck, Shambhala, I don't know. I kind of, just from the layout and everything, I kind of like it a little better than Fury. Of course, I haven't ridden either, but that's probably a hot take. But Shambhala looks really good in my opinion. Skyrush or Maverick? Hey, 2 I've ridden. Skyrush. So that's the one I'm going with.
Go ahead.
Looking good.
Sky Rush.
Skyrush.
Add an I-305 to that 3, I would still say Sky Rush. I haven't ridden I-305, but
I agree.
Yeah.
I can't. Even as a Hershey addict, I can't. I love intensity. Like, intensity is my number one factor in a roller coaster. Do we all agree that I-305 is more intense than Skyrush?
Yeah, barely.
I haven't ridden it, but it probably
Okay.
is more intense. But
Yeah, so that's really the only reason why. That's really the only reason why. Because I-305 has made me gray out each and every time I've ridden it. I can't say the same for Skyrush, but at the same time, ridden Skyrush. I don't know. Whatever. Next, I don't want to go into it.
We're gonna get too many questions.
all right, one last question because it is what is it in your time?
3:30.
3:30. Okay, yeah, this will be the last one.
Yeah.
Another weird one. Orion or Shambhala? Shambhala all the way. That's not even close for me. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Shambhala.
Shambhala.
I'll take Shambhala over the 299-foot hyper coaster.
And I would take it over Leviathan
It's-
as well
it's a
if you
giga.
couldn't tell. So
You think it's a good?
yeah. That'll be pretty much it. I'm gonna I'm stumbling here. It's all right. Thank you both, JD and Lucan, for coming on here. It
I
was awesome having
appreciate the offer.
It was, like I said, it was absolutely amazing having you guys on here. And if you have any last words, you can say it, and then I'll end off the stream.
I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. This was the Hershey Addict.
All right.
Nice.
Make sure, first off, I thank you, Carrick, for having us on here. Thank all of you guys for watching. I know some of you guys have been here the whole time. Actually, a large amount of you guys. So,
Yeah.
make sure to subscribe to Coaster Hour for more
sure.
coaster reviews. There's been I've watched a lot of these cool streams, and it's so cool to be a part of it. So subscribe to the HersheyAddict. Follow them on Instagram. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys all for being here, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you all.
absolutely.
Thank you, Carrick. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
I guess just one last time, like I said earlier, make sure to check out Hershey Addict and Western New York Coasters if you haven't
Appreciate it.
already. And with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time here on Coaster Hour.